much could they shut down, that Arizona offense that's been so productive all season long. It was good to at least see them box them into their own half. And if you're Arizona, you're saying, okay, this is one of those games that's really going to test us because, again, if you remember that goals for, goals against, they kind of give as good as they get. So it was good for them to keep it even, but you really need to see, I think, for Arizona to go all the way this season, that defense really has to step up and start limiting a lot of those chances.
And again, for Arizona on the other side, putting away the chances that you get. This is a team that likes to have that offensive push on another team where they have the midfield priority and they're keeping the ball in their offensive zone and they're putting the pressure on the team to break them down. We didn't really get to see that, and it's credit to Washington State.
Well, we head to Aquadome here in game number 2. And Washington State going to be looking to add to their lead in the series. Arizona just trying to tie it up. James off the ceiling, going to chase it down, just missing the mark. And Airy going to be able to at least keep it in midfield. And Planted Cargo has a light shot on net, saved by B900 Cool, but it's a loose ball hanging in midair. Picking it up was Washington State, but still Arizona have the ball. Planted Cargo trying to find Jojo Cat's a little too much juice on it, and it goes laterally in the zone. Fire, that's a light one against the backboard, and B900 Cool feeling no pressure. He does get zoned out for a second, but gets right back to the ball. James to himself. Maybe no one defends that off the backboard, but Planted Cargo picks up the rebound. Oh, whoa, B900 Cool. Staying cool, but is still moving downfield. Planted Cargo to Fire. Defended by James.
And Jorby, you were talking about players who step up when B900 Cool not delivering on offense. James, usually that guy. We were talking a little bit, B900, 37 goals, but James, 28 on the season. He did put away game number 1, so definitely a big secondary contributor to the offense, and this time comes up with a big stop.
Well, B900 Cool tries to play that one out, but Planted Cargo and Jojo Cats are there. Jojo Cats can't find the connection. Arizona just fighting for midfield control. They can't find it right now. B900 Cool keeps it in the attacking third. Aries waiting in wake as well. He's been so good here in the midfield in the first game and a half of this series. They've been a tough nut to crack. It's not been for nothing here for Arizona. They've had 10 shots on net after game 1 and just haven't been able to connect on anything. Like you guys had said during the break, just not a lot of quality opportunities for Arizona.
And already you've seen Washington State stuff Arizona at the top of the box right out the gates here. Shots not coming through on target because they're stopped before they can even come off.
Jojo Cats has another chance here for Arizona from midfield. He's rolling around himself, but Airy read it the whole way, carries it laterally. Planted Cargo back to Fire, and it going the other way. Airy's got a goal. Washington State 1-0.
Yeah, not too much to really be said about this, except Fire just gets the wrong touch on the ball. Unfortunately, gets a little too antsy with the gas and goes forward too far and just can't make the adjustment. And Arizona really starting to tie themselves up there in the midfield. Fire trying to buy his teammates time with just a challenge, just, you know, a little too over-aggressive.
And those are the mistakes that you can't afford. Not at this point now. Coming into the playoffs, Washington State will take those every single time you make that mistake.
And you're talking about conference clash. Winning this series gets you into it no matter what. James from the midfield. Played back away from Aries. It looked like he just wanted to beat Jojo Cats to the ball. He did. And as a result, the Cougars still preventing a lot of these shots on net. Planted Cargo couldn't find the touch. Now B900 Cool's gonna run with it. He goes under another. It slips in off the post. It actually is out. Planted Cargo clearing it over to the corner. So Washington State, it looked like that one was literally going to slip in for them to go 2-0. But Arizona, the post is their best friend.
Arizona going to be counting their lucky stars to come away there clean on that play. A big mistake defensively is that B900 Cool was able to push the ball past the last defender, and Arizona still down by 1 here.
On the backside, Planted Cargo moves it downfield. Jojo Cats, oh, and he misses the ball. Planted Cargo tried to get it over to him. The connection wasn't there, and Washington State are going the other way. Planted Cargo meeting here against B900 Cool. Can he get back to the ball? He can. James was a little too far off of it. The quick pass to Planted Cargo moves it downfield. Arizona starting to pick up the pace here a little bit, but the demo might slow things down even further. B900 Cool. Washington State keeping the ball away from Arizona this whole game. It has been a struggle, and Arizona also kind of their own enemies here on the offensive half of the field.
And Washington State on their own half, always doing a fantastic job keeping the ball close to themselves, always giving themselves another opportunity to challenge and get a breakthrough to start going back onto the other end. Really liking their approach on defense.
B900 cool, a crucial save from him. The Cougars hanging on to this 1-goal lead with less than a minute to go. And now off the ramp, James is going to play a planting cargo. Fire in a really tough spot to get back to that ball. It does get cleared away. Jojo Cat's able to move it back towards the third. Fire just trying to keep this away. Aries hunting for it. And a lot of trades going on in the corner here. James tries again. 30 seconds to go. Arizona still struggling to get out of the blue half. Washington State doing an incredible job just locking down the midfield overall. Jojo Cats giving away for planting cargo. A big demo by Fire opens it up. We got a tie game.
The demo opens up the net here for planting cargo. This ball gets played into the corner.
Damn.
It's a fine touch by B900 Cool, but it's Airy who misses the second one. It rolls out to planting cargo. The demolition comes through. An open net for him to shoot on, and Arizona ties this one up late.
And sometimes that goal, that late goal after you've been struggling all game long, is all you need to
Damn,
reset the meters, if you will. I don't know what that means, but you reset the meters. Planting cargo up for Fire. Fire, that shot's towards the net. Planting cargo tries to force it through. Now Fire, he's got the ball to Jojo Cats. He misses, and it's not going to be a goal for Arizona. It's still in play. Planting cargo, it down. We got overtime.
And he may have missed the ball, but overall, Arizona was not going to score that ball. Washington State doing a nice job again, like Corelli's been talking about all series long, shutting down a lot of the opportunities, reading the passing lanes quite well, keeping them fairly closed off. Arizona might have a bit more success just trying to beat them off a nasty corner bounce or maybe some dribbles, but the passes not gone their way.
Washington State's rotation has been spectacular throughout this game especially, and that
They're killing
is
it, man.
good communication on their part, but Arizona also pushing the ball into the same space it comes through over and over again. Washington State's rotation always there to deny it.
And so the Cougars with B900
Danger.
goal. He goes over and off the post. Planting cargo has the save. And he's going to throw that out, or at least has the rebound that would have ended up having to be a save. Now Fire tries to force it through. Off the corner, up high. Jojo Cat undercut it so hard.
That's just
Planting cargo
ridiculous,
tries
man.
to stay with it. He's got to rely on Jojo Cat. Fire shoots off wide of the post. Planting cargo back to it again. Back over to Fire, shoots, blocked by James. And Washington State's defense holds on.
And they still do such a nice job making these tough challenges coming out of their net. Arizona Wildcats, they're trying hard to get these passes, but the net's open. There was a bump, and that's another great clear. Washington State under a ton of pressure. Somehow the Cougars break it, and Fire maybe caught going for boost. Thankfully,
Ridiculous.
Arizona just fine.
Fire trying to move it downfield now for the Wildcats. Again, this is just to tie the series up for them. Planting cargo down towards the box. James has the first touch, but Planting cargo is there to keep it in play. Up high's Fire. Fire shoots, it bounces, and James is there for the save again. Washington State, while they've played some great defense, they got to be careful. They got to find a way to break out of their own half. Arizona are locking them down. Jojo Cat's trying to get dirty in the box there, keeping the players out. B900 Cool is there. The follow-up from James. You're starting to see the panic a little bit from Washington State as the pressure mounts.
You said it, Jorby. This is the type of game that Arizona wants to play. They control the back fort, and they keep the pressure on shot
Put it
after
on the
shot.
bottom of your
Weak
car.
or not, Arizona's pressure will break down this Washington State defense if they can't break out.
Good pinch.
Planting cargo forces it
tied
past
up.
to Fire. Jojo Cat shoots
It's over.
and scores!
What?
Tie a series.
They finally tie themselves up. They
That's
run out of too
one-on-one.
much boost, and nobody can make a play on anything. B900 Cool's not sure. Aries not sure. They're just running at each other, trying to keep this ball out. Like you said, Corelli, the pressure just kept mounting, and eventually Washington just ran out of the resources to keep him out.
And that's what I was saying about Arizona. That's the type of game, that last 30, 45 seconds or so, that is exactly the type of game that Arizona wants when they play against anyone here. You saw it at the end of that overtime. And I know that the defense for Washington State was extremely strong. I was whispering, wow, because it was really good from James shutting down those shots when they came early. But for Washington State, slowly started to lose that midfield control, and Arizona, the speed kind of picked up for them. They kept possession a lot more. They weren't just giving away the ball, and the shots were a lot more dangerous on offense, and Washington State couldn't break out.
I really,
It was
I really
crazy.
think what helped Arizona was obviously the goal that tied the game. But that, but
Big one.
But that resets everything. Like you have kickoff again, everybody's got the boost totals reset, and then the second reset into overtime, where you're just kind of able to take a breath for a few seconds, and you're like, we can play this game, and then that's when the lockdown happened.
And also Arizona, they knew that, like, look, they're shutting down these passes. The things off the backboard aren't working. They tried something completely different. They're like, whatever, we're just going to go smash you out of the way in the net. And finally, it's those bumps, that physical play that's been so dominating in this entire year of Rocket League that finally opened that door enough to allow that pressure to build.
All right, so that helped.
Boost over and over, maybe steal away at corner one as we move on into game number 3 here. And Arizona, it was kind of the inverse of game number 1, I feel. Washington controlled a lot of game 1, not a lot of quality chances, but it starts off with
you
a banger,
kidding?
and Cargo says thank you very much for the bad clear, and Arizona on the board first.
And right off the bat, Arizona gets a piece of this one. It's a poor touch by B900 Cool. Initially, he gained control, but he puts it off the back wall, and it bounces perfectly back out to Planting Cargo, who's there to strike. We talk about the speed from him and fire. When you give it the ball in front of the net, they have an open shot. They're going to take it. Arizona up by 1.
It took 5 seconds, and Arizona look like they're back in the driver's seat in this series against Washington State.
Wow.
Planting Cargo getting a second goal.
Look at
And
that.
no breaks on the Wildcat train here in game 3. B900 Cool, a tough double tap. James just wants time to go grab boost. Problem being, again, that physical play going to deny any chance of him having the ability to go get that ball. And Arizona bringing that one back again.
And we saw it in the last game when we're already seeing it 16 seconds into this one, the physicality from Arizona. Late in the last game, they were able to push around the defense of Washington State and get a couple demolitions. It even led to a goal, as a goal almost drops for Washington State. But they have got to be wary of the Wildcats pushing down the midfield.
A demo from Jojo Cat.
Like that.
Opens up the backside. Airy is there to support and clear the ball out downfield. So the demolitions continue for Arizona. That shot defended by Fire. Fire stays with it, expecting a touch.
Dear.
Oh.
What in the world just happened? That's not Rocket League.
Don't panic.
That's not Rocket
Don't
League.
panic, it's fine.
I'm upset, but that's okay. We'll play on. We got 4 more minutes of this game number 3 to go. Airy trying to get back to that ball. B900 Cool has the midfield covered. Back out to midfield. James catches it. James back to the right. James tries to go left and hits the back wall instead.
It's a great couple of pushes there from the Washington State guys. You know, just a minute ago, they had a great quality opportunity to get him right back into this game number 3. Now that feels like that's 2 that's gone awry, and Arizona really starting to step up on the defense, and Washington gonna sting a little bit if they don't find the net soon.
And then challenged, trying to get aggressive, but Fire had won that initial touch. Airy now, and B900 Cool gonna try to move it downfield. Airy gets back to it. A great read from him, coming off the sidewall. Off the ceiling, back around, and here comes James. James! That second touch knocked out to the side.
Great work from Airy there. No boost throughout that entire play, was just kind of picking up a pad or two and got to break through the Wildcat defense a couple of times and force a great play for James.
That was a tight pass there for Airy to B900 Cool. And no connection there, so Washington State putting some shots on net right now. They're getting the
Weak
offense
shots.
Really lacking in game 2. They're just not able to find the back of the net, and you feel
Come on,
like
man.
2 goals in 16 seconds is going to kill them at the end of this game.
Well, they're spending a lot of boost to try and stay on offense. The thing that ends up doing is it opens up your midfield line a little bit, as they do have to rotate pretty far back, or at least spend some extra time gathering some more resources. And overall, it does allow a little bit of extra time for Arizona to get themselves settled on defense if they're able to hold off that hard push. And again, another great chance for the Cougars off the wall.
And Airy had to pull back. He tries to come back up,
You're
but
kidding.
it's a free net. Planting Cargo, hat trick, 3-0.
And it's heartbreak on the offensive zone for the Cougars, and then the touch from Planting Cargo gets pushed out of the way by B900 Cool, and then Planting Cargo comes back down to get in front of B900 Cool, and he puts it away for the Wildcats, now up 3-0.
And you're not sure that the second bump even really mattered. We talk about that physical play all the time, and it's really, there's 2 facets to it. Obviously, one is, okay, you demoed the goalkeeper, that means no net. But the other thing is it demands the people who are still alive to play perfectly, and they can't do it. Planting Cargo, a free pass to the middle of the box, and he'll find the upper right-hand side.
4 goals for Planting Cargo, a demolition
Just killing it
there
today.
for the Wildcats. 1 defender left for the Cougars, and Planting Cargo drops it up over his head. He is running away with this game.
And so whose defensive rotations were solid in both games, 1 and 2. It's been a breakdown on defense, and maybe the physicality
Absolutely.
is really playing
Another
into
one.
that.
Wow.
Another goal
That's off a demolition.
and that is Arizona right now.
You're absolutely right, Jorby. It's just the physicality from the Wildcats because the rotation's there. The players are there in front of the net to make the play, but they get deleted.
It's
Well,
like,
they're not there because
They're gone, yes.
it's like that's the best card in your
Yo.
hand. Yeah.
But I think it's so interesting because we talk about demos in Rocket League, and especially the last 6 months, the meta of Rocket League, if you want to call it that, it has been really, really almost, I don't want to say demo-centric, but it's been trying to bump somebody anytime that you can. And I as the receiver, being Washington State, you're the receiver of demos, is the only responsibility to get physical yourself. Like, what's the best way to respond to that situation? I mean, in this game, you're down 5 goals, a minute 30. You're likely losing game number 3 here. And so when you try to gear up, when you go to game 4, how do you respond to this physical play from Arizona?
It's kind of an interesting. There's never really a good answer to that because what demos tend to do is like. I was starting to hint at it a little bit. There's 2 aspects. You know, one, of course, you demo the guy who's about to make the play, but the other thing it tends to do is if it doesn't open up an immediate dangerous opportunity, it demands that the other people who are still on the pitch play pretty much perfectly because they can't afford to give up any space, as Arizona will put out another one here. And you know, game 3 is a bit of a whitewash.
Dude.
But it demands that people play perfectly to maintain that rotation and not make any glaring mistakes to give up another opportunity. And that's so difficult to overcome in Rocket League because in a game that's every single second is you're forced to make decisions. You're forced to position yourself to be in the optimal spot to make a great play or a tough play. And when you are asked to do more than that, it's so difficult to make a response. So when you come out in game number 4 and you say, well, how do we stop the physical play? Obviously, the easy one is don't get hit. But, you know, easier said than done.
Much easier said than done. And even just interrupting the defender, you don't even have to hit him, but just interrupting his flow of movement can be enough. You were going to say something, Corelli? Well, we are winding down here in game number 3 with 20 seconds left. Arizona will go up 2-1 emphatically in the series, go up 2-1. And they're going to be looking to try to punch their ticket to the conference clash with one more game victory against Washington State. What started off really kind of a strong showing defensively from Washington State in game number 1. They only put 3 shots on net in game 1, but they still came away with a victory. Game 2, they held on to a lead for so long because of that defense. Arizona, as we have just pointed out, physicality had been the difference maker, and now 2-1, Arizona are up. Washington State need to respond.
And it started off poorly there for the Cougars right off the bat. First 16 seconds playing the cargo gets 2 goals immediately. So you start off on a sour note if you're Washington State. But then, again, we were talking about the whole game. And just to reiterate, it's the physicality for the Wildcats that's really pushing the issue for Washington State. When they have the great rotations, we were complimenting the great rotations. Well, a great way to disrupt that is take the player
out of the way,
out of rotation. And then when you delete them, that's what happens. And so for Washington State, you got to be more creative.
The funny thing about that game is I think the stats were Washington State had 4 shots on net, but the best part is all 4 of those felt like they absolutely could have found the back of the net.
Yeah.
I mean, because even after that 2-goal lead happened, they had a great chance. They banged it off the wall. Maybe 30 seconds later, they had another one. That one went off the post. It's like if those 2 goals go in, it's a completely different ballgame out of nowhere.
It was a deflating game there because not only did you give up the first 2 goals in the 16 seconds, but then
there you go.
Well, they put one away here. So this is a great start for Washington State as they're able to find this one right off the kickoff. It's B900 Cool who gets the second touch off the sidewall, and then James able to put it home for Arizona. And that's just one where the rotations just aren't coming through yet for the Wildcats because the kickoff in the first 6 seconds comes their way. Washington State able to capitalize.
And maybe that changes the tune here a little bit for the Cougars. When you get down early in a game, and Achieves, you had hinted at this in game number 3. You had said that, you know, Washington State, they were expending, oh, that was dangerous, James. Well done, though. Nice save.
What up, Colorado? Thanks for leaving the like. I appreciate it, man. I'm just taking a little break right now, and this was streaming live, so I figured this is awesome to watch people doing it pro style. So I appreciate it.
They did have a couple of those opportunities. Washington State just trying to force something. It's just throw it at the wall, and maybe it'll stick.
And what's most important is even if you take that approach and you throw the pasta against the cabinet just to see if it'll stick there for a moment.
I guess I could turn it down a little
You do
bit.
that as long as everyone's on the same page, everyone knows what they're getting into. And that's the most important thing about offense in Rocket League is here's a great setup, but area a little bit, I will say, safe.
I'll be playing on a little bit, of
Give
course.
up this one-goal lead. They are our backs against the wall. They lose.
This is just fun.
They're looking at a third-place match.
And cleared downfield. Fire's actually got a break on that. Tough angle for him to get back to it. Couldn't make the touch. James off the, I guess that's where the ceiling and the wall meet. That part of the wall.
The corner.
The corner. But the corner is like the entire corner. Anyways, Jojo Cats gets the tap down, saved by B900 Cool. Aries up for this
That was
as
close.
well.
Oh, shit.
Here for planting cargo. He picks
Boom.
up Cool.
And it's out of boost there for Airy, I believe, as he went up for this ball off the back wall. And he just couldn't get to it. You can see him. He flails out to get there, planting cargo. The speed comes out for him.
If you can't tell, Space Smoke Shop is in Arizona.
6 goals on the series for planting cargo, and you know we talk about fire all day long for Arizona in terms of goal scoring potential, but planting cargo in the Batmobile has been a monster today.
Oh, he's got that. He's got that, and that's off the back wall. I wanted it. Those are so fun. Jojo Cats moving it.
Dude, Arizona killed it last with 6-0. It was pretty funny. But they lost the first one, so.
Moves it by midfield and just trying to play defensively here. You can
But
feel
they're ahead
the Cougars
2-1.
feeling the pressure. Somehow B900 Cool comes up with the save there, jumping up to get it in front of the box. And now James going to look to go the other way here for the Cougars, but it's the Wildcat striking, and no one can get back to it.
But they tipped him. It's not done yet, and a huge recovery effort from B900 Cool.
I like the idea from Jojo Cats to get in front of him and try and push him out of the way. Unfortunately, the shot not on target there.
And I'm learning, too.
And we're still tied up.
Planting cargo, going to knock it over to the corner. Airy, excuse me. Stays with it here in the opposing corner.
Nice.
And 2 demos will absolutely
People just blow it.
in Washington State's half. It looked like they might have been able to get it past the midfield, but Planting Cargo is just wreaking havoc on this pitch right now. It's another shot on net for him. Almost got another double touch on it. Jojo Cats, does he have that one? Tips it over. Fires turned the other way. Airy booms it downfield, but Planting Cargo's got it covered.
Damn.
So Planting Cargo looking to move downfield here for the Wildcats, and it looks like it will be a much closer game than we had game number 3. Be Washington State not as panicked as they were early in game 3.
You were asking about the adjustment again. There's been far less, so 1, haven't been getting hit, or 2, been doing the hitting themselves as area out of the midfield. Says good night, Fire.
And James chasing that down midfield, but it's already covered by Fire to Planting Cargo. He's got an open net goal.
Oh, really?
They take the lead.
Great setup
Killing
here
it.
from Fire and Planting Cargo. He's everywhere for the Wildcats right now. Just a slight touch off the ceiling knocks it straight.
So
to
this is
Planting
the
Cargo.
Week
Puts it on
6
target.
CRL Northern and Western Conference playoffs.
And so
Literally November 9th through 11th, they're going to be in Vegas.
If they lose this series,
World
but
Championships.
it will not, excuse me, be an easy road. Obviously, you want to win.
So they're trying to get there.
Airy up high against the backboard, cutting under really far there. And no one's going to come back to this. It's going to be a goal for Fire. He picks up an insurance goal late in game 4.
B900 in a real tough spot with this one. James getting beat to that ball with such a great challenge angle, and he was so close. Yeah, there's no way for you to manage your speed better. You just have to jump at that net and see if you can get a tip on the ball. So all credit to you, B900 Cool, but your teammate got beat out of the midfield and you got left in a bad spot.
Oh, Airy puts a shot on net, but it's blocked before it goes anywhere by Planting Cargo, and then kicked downfield. Planting Cargo up high against the backboard. Jojo Cats trying to keep it lateral here against the Cougars. A tip down to B900 Cool. Blocked by Planting Cargo. Jojo Cats carrying it the whole way himself. Boom downfield by Airy. Over to the opposing corner. Chasing it. Airy picks it up himself.
Nice.
Bounced up. Washington State, they got to score here if they have a chance to come back and tie this game. Airy flipping it over 1. Trying to stay with it. He finds B900 Cool. 30 seconds to go. Have to score with time left at this point in game 4. Nobody ends up touching that ball. The demo
Shit
from
really
Fire
just
will play it
popping
back
through
in
left
by
and right.
Airy. High. Again, time needs to be.
Oh!
Cool. We've been saying his name. He finally get one over here for Washington
It's a
State.
slow reaction.
That was
here
good.
from Planting Cargo. He knows exactly where this ball's going to go, and you can see it on your screen. He kind of paused for just a split second,
Yeah.
and that let B900 Cool catch up to the play, get to the ball, and put a shot on target, and gives his team a chance to stay in this series.
They got to basically win this kickoff, but nobody on Washington State
You got to
touches the
get
ball.
it in.
Booming it downfield. Less than 10 seconds to go. Planting
Got to
Cargo.
get it in, boys.
He's gonna make
Tie
him
it up.
work
Good luck.
He's going to make him go the distance. James against the side wall.
No one's there though.
All
And
goal.
Fire is going to clear that towards the box.
Hit it again.
He's gonna pick up a goal.
Holy sh!
Style points for Fire and Arizona.
Whoa,
move on to the
dude.
Corelli, you said, "Oh my goodness," justifiably so.
It's a great shot from Fire, and that's exactly how you end it if you're the Arizona Wildcats.
That's
They're able
exactly
to
how you end it. That was crazy.
Washington State, and man, once they got
Boom.
things going, they looked really good in this series.
And
That was
Arizona
crazy.
guaranteed a spot in
Double
conference
tap
matches.
that.
They do come out of the
Bow,
winner
bow,
bracket.
bow,
They'll have
bow.
a one-game advantage after this next match, and if you're Washington State,
Woo.
you're gonna have to rally.
That shit was
real fast,
squirrely.
'cause you got to turn around now and play that third place match. So Washington
Look at these
State,
goofs.
Good luck to you. To be honest, didn't really play a bad series. There was only, if you disregard Game 3 where they got,
I need
blown
a-
out of the
I need a
water,
collared
these games
shirt.
actually fairly close. Game 1 and 2, both won.
That could be cool too.
Should have been a one-goal game. The 0-second goal.
I mean, I might have a few collared shirts. I'm not saying I don't.
Washington State, they played well.
I just need to be wearing it.
Ground, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think the difficult thing for Washington State was they had no offense. They had no way to generate consistent chances.
How tall do you think that
They had
guy
great
is?
defense. The rotations were great, but once they got disrupted, they had no answer for it. And then again, Game 4 was just more of the same. It was more just really solid defense, and we're just going to play the physical game as well. But they still couldn't generate any offense.
I think that's the biggest thing for Washington State was their rotations got disrupted in this series, especially late. Last two games especially, Washington State could just never recover, and Arizona, the pressure really came in for them, and I think that's what led to the victory here.
Well, let's take a look at how you did on Twitch chat because they
It's
were
not, dude.
indeed favoring Arizona at the start. So
I should have said stuff.
Okay, they win.
Right.
They win. 59-41. Well done.
Excuse
Even
me
it
for
wasn't
coughing,
in,
sorry.
It's really like 25% going for
It's
Washington.
like, bruh. So it was a great job. Arizona will indeed guarantee themselves a spot at Conference Clash. Washington State
Yeah.
going to have to play against CP Slow here in a couple of minutes, so hopefully they get themselves up. But when we come back, we'll have an interview with Planting Cargo from Arizona. We'll get his perspective as they prepare.
Well, they got
for the
interviews and
Western
everything.
Conference
It's crazy,
Finals.
dude.
We will continue on with today's
Going to
matches. You're not
Vegas.
going to want to miss it. You're watching Collegiate Rocket League on Twitch.tv.
The midfield, B900 Cool is there.
I want to go to Vegas and
Sometimes in this situation,
play video
you
games.
see almost, oh, that shot going in. James gets the shot 37 seconds into overtime out of just a mishap on defense.
It's all set up there by Planting Cargo being in a real bad spot. He sees the defenders right in front of him, so he knows he doesn't have a clear option
For Arizona from midfield, he's rolling around himself, but Harry read it the whole way, carries it laterally. Planting Cargo back to Fire, and it going the other way. Harry's got a goal. Washington State 1-0. Incredible job just locking down the midfield overall. Jojo Cats giving way for Planting Cargo. A big demo.
That double hoax.
We got a tie game.
The demo opens up the net here for Planting Cargo. This ball gets played into the corner. It's a fine touch by B900 Cool, but it's Airy who misses the second one. It rolls out to Planting Cargo. The demolition comes through. Shot after shot. Weak or not, Arizona's pressure will break down this Washington State defense if they can't break out.
Planting Cargo for it.
tied up.
Fire. Jojo Cats shoots and scores. Arizona tie a series. It took 5 seconds, and Arizona look like they're back in the driver's seat.
Jojo Cat with the score.
Washington State Planting Cargo getting a second goal.
There's two factors. Obviously, one is, okay, you demoed the goalkeeper. That means no net. But the other thing is it demands the people who are still alive to play perfectly, and they can't do it. Planting Cargo, a free pass.
Well, that just ruined it.
They'll find the upper right-hand side.
4 goals for Planting Cargo. A demolition there for the Wildcats.
Nice fire.
James chasing that down midfield, but it's already covered by Fire to Planting Cargo.
Yeah, it turned it down a little bit.
Goal for Arizona. They take the lead against the side wall.
There, though.
And Fire is going to clear that towards the box. He's going to pick up a goal. Style points for Fire, and Arizona move on to the final.
And Arizona. Oh, yeah. watching
But when the
stupid
fighting
commercials.
stopped and the fallout has settled, we must rebuild. Not just walls, not just buildings, but hearts, minds, and ultimately, America itself.
See if we can't wake Double Hoax up.
That's great.
All right, I think the commercials are over. One minute, everybody. 1 minute.
A good time here, and I've drawn some great inspiration for my outfit today. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk to Planting Cargo from the Arizona Wildcats about their victory over Washington State. So welcome to the desk, Mr. Planting Cargo. It's great to have you back. You look good.
Cool cat.
Bear down, baby.
Bear down. Corelli's having a laugh, but I gotta know, talk to me a little bit about what you had for breakfast, because my goodness, you popped off this series. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I had some Trader Joe's cinnamon raisin breads. Looks like I'm going to be sticking with that going forward. But yeah, it went pretty well. Like even before the series started, I did a couple 6-mans in the 6-man Discord, and I was playing well in there. And I told that to the team and kind of just let me play offense for most of it, and it worked.
Yeah, you looked great.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I wanted to ask about your team, and you in particular is your offense and the double commits. I kind of pointed out before we got into the series. How do you feel like you guys have improved? Because you have improved the last few times that we saw, cutting down on those double commits. How do you feel like those have improved throughout your series?
Throughout the series specifically, game 1, I feel like a little bit of overconfidence kind of made us kind of have a reality check on where we were standing against WSU, since they've improved a lot too throughout the season. They had a really good series. But our double commits really, as the time just went on in that series, and scrimming teams like UIUC, so like our main scrim team, but basically a bunch of practice ends up working out a lot better.
Well, I mean, you guys are moving on to Conference Clash. You will have one more game to play today, obviously. But out of all the teams and all the conferences, we like to ask some of the teams this. We may have asked you before, who do you want the most?
Probably LSU, because I want to kick G-Bates' butt.
I like it.
There we go.
I like it.
Well, you got one more matchup, of course, leading into this one before Conference Clash happens. Of course, it's the winter final. You have that game advantage. Do you want to play Washington State again, or do you want to knock CP Slow off?
Well, I'm a little biased because my good buddy 43, one of my ex-teammates in Rocket League competitive, I love that dude. Michael's a good friend. I kind of want them to win just so I can play him. And then get payback for last year when they knocked us out.
There we go.
So
there we go.
That's another part of it. But yeah, I would love to play CP Slow.
Well,
although
Cargo,
Washington State still is another great team.
Absolutely. Cargo, you looked great this last series. We'll let you take some time off here and get set for your next matchup. And congratulations once again, man.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You looked great.
let's not forget about what happened last year to Arizona, and specifically Fire, the big whiff at the end of the game where he
Some
had an
real
open
judgment
shot
from Corelli
and he
here.
didn't put it away. Just saying.
And are you hoping history repeats itself for Corelli?
No, for his sake, I hope not.
How deep did that one cut?
Well, I don't want to flame the man twice, you know. We did it last season.
Arizona.
And I'm going to bring it up this season. I want to. So we'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, let's take a look at the playoff brackets. You guys getting an updated look of how things look over in the Western Conference. There it is. Arizona State have moved on to the grand finals. They'll have a one-game advantage over the winner of this next match. Washington State, CP Slow. This is the last chance for both of these teams to even have a chance to make it to Arlington, Texas. So let's go ahead and head straight on into the matchup. Here it is, CP Slow versus the Cougars of Washington State, and we have seen plenty of CP Slow in the past. It's a repeat of last year's team, and how do we think their offense will fare today against this Washington State defense that just had a bit of a struggle versus U of A?
Well, we hope that it won't just be a bunch of kickoffs like last time that we saw CP Slow when they played Arizona.
Yeah,
but
please don't.
for CP Slow, I mean, they are a great offensive team. They were last season and they were this season. They've kind of had some bumps in the road late into this conference group play here, but so far so good. They find themselves against this Washington State University team, which I think definitely for Washington State benefits them coming off of that loss against Arizona. They're kind of warmed up. They played a tough opponent. Now they have to play CP Slow that has a very similar style.
Yeah, I mean, again, we just saw Washington State. I think if you're CP Slow, just blow them up.
Yeah, just hit him.
Just blow them up, and then you break.
Just
through.
score.
You break through
Just
this
score.
defense. But seriously, I mean, Washington State's defense had been pretty good against Arizona until they started getting physical with them. So for CP Slow, I think that if you find that early in the game you're struggling to find quality shots on net, then maybe do that to break the rotations.
Well, let's run you through the Washington State roster one more time. And of course, B900 Cool, James, and Ari, they will have to take the pitch one more time here against CP Slow. And of course,
Nerds.
pretty much no success on offense overall. They had a couple of great pushes, but in general, not able to generate too many quality opportunities. B900 Cool kept fairly quiet. And of course, let's go ahead and look at the opposition. Introduce you guys to the Mustangs of CP Slow, 43, stay-at-home Savage, and twice the Tang. They're back for their second year of Collegiate Rocket League, and they are ready to go, Corelli.
Stay-at-home Savage with 47 goals here so far in this season. He has been an offensive powerhouse for this team, but as soon as I say that, I do want to point out the last time that these two teams met in conference play, Washington State swept them 3-0. So I see chat sitting at a little 50-50, kind of going back and forth. I don't blame them for that. I think that for CP Slow, though, take the learnings that they had in that sweep, because obviously that was a bad series for them to get swept by Washington State. And what can you do to apply it in this series?
Well, we do also have to talk about how both of these teams are coming into this one. Of course, CP Slow, having just watched Washington State come off a loss. Washington State also not a very pretty one. They kind of got blown out of the water, literally, by U of A. And U of A is going to have to bounce back a little bit here and reset the engine and say, all right, here we go. Brand new series. Doesn't matter what just happened over the past, 20 minutes.
Right.
We got to reset.
And let's not forget
Let's go.
Washington
Play
State, the first
play
couple
the
games
game.
against
Let's go. Let's
U of A
go.
were
How
just
much time
fine.
we got?
The
What do they
pace
got
was
to
where
do?
they wanted it.
Get
Their
their thumbs
defense
ready?
was holding strong. Rotations were coming through.
Let's go.
They just
Let's
couldn't
go.
do that throughout the end of the line there in that series.
I think what you'll see in game one, I think you see Washington State come out, and they come out strong. Because we see that a lot with teams that play back-to-back games on stream, is that they're already warmed up, and CP Slow has been sitting for a little bit. So you might see them ramp a little bit going into game number one, but then you'll see CP Slow start to bring it back. And I think that that's kind of the flow to expect. But I also wouldn't be surprised if the Mustangs come in and they just, end up blowing up Washington State's game plan.
And one thing that's missing that we didn't really get to talk about too much in the last series that we saw last week was how well B900 Cool played. He was involved. He was pushing the ball down the field. He was quick. He was doing the things that we expect him to do. But last week, he kind of popped off. He had a great week. And he was kind of muffled here. Arizona kind of kept him under pressure, couldn't really give him. He had a couple, he kind of popped up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Lord,
but for
let's
Washington
go.
State, the offense runs through him. You want him playing well.
And again, I actually quite enjoyed what Washington was doing on defense for a large majority of that game. When they weren't getting blown up and demoed, they were keeping the ball fairly close, giving themselves plenty of opportunities to try and beat defenders in the midfield. And again, that rotation worked out quite nicely for them. They kept things in fairly good order, so it's just, is CP Slow going to have that offensive drive to kick that door down and get themselves into the back of the net, or is Washington State
Are we
going
gonna
to
play?
drive the bus a little bit here to start off this series? And let's find out.
And game number one underway, and it's Ari to B900 Cool.
go,
Ari's
Cal
going to pick it up.
Poly
One
or
man to
Washington?
beat.
Let's go
Tries to get by
Washington.
43, gives it to James, blocked
They're
by
pretty
43.
pissed.
So already off the bat on the kickoff, an early opportunity here for the Cougars. They're going to look to keep it going. James gets a win there. Harry waiting in midfield for this. He gets a win on the ball, but his teammates have to retreat back to the other side. James, another big win here. He's looking downfield. Stay-at-home Savage gets the touch back to twice the tang, and B900 Cool expecting the touch just a little too far wide. And so the Cougars give up possession here early. They're going to try to gain it back here. Not the best touch. Plenty of time for James to at least get a touch on this ball, but it's right back to 43, going the other way. Oh, off the post.
No.
Yeah, got away with it, buddy. And B900 Cool.
Hello?
Wake up, Airy.
Oh, Airy as
Wake
well.
up.
What's going on?
They all died.
Mass DC, maybe. No one knows what's happened, but I don't know if death is quite the proper word, but everyone did just stop moving.
I thought he was stopping because he thought it was going in. But
I agree.
Yeah.
It sounds like we have a little bit of a problem there for the Washington State side, so we will get that figured out, and I don't know if that goal is going to count or not.
I agree.
I sure hope not, but yeah, I mean, we only got to see a minute of play, so
Good one.
yeah, I mean, there's not too much to break down there. I think for CP Slow, they kind of gained back possession. We're trying to push something down the field. Obviously, they got a goal, but everyone stopped playing. So for CP Slow,
Scrap it all.
you kind of wonder.
Put it through the
yeah,
grinder.
yeah.
Who cares?
But there is one point that I did want to touch on. This is a perfect time to do it as we wait. I talked about the style between Arizona and CP Slow and how they are kind of similar. But let's not kid ourselves. For Arizona, it's fire and planting cargo pushing the ball down the field and being that the attackers. And I think that CP Slow is a little bit more creative. I'm not saying that Stay-at-home Savage isn't the man you want to be taking the shots, because he is. But I think that CP Slow definitely could be a lot more creative and get everyone involved in these kind of intricate passing plays that we've seen them do from the first season and this season so far. So I think that's the main difference between what Washington State just played in Arizona and what they're facing now against the Mustangs.
I think I was going to say, I think maybe on the other side for Washington State, it's that they're not creative enough on the offensive half of the field. I mean, you have really good, solid kind of rotational scheme, if you will. If you want to call it that, I hate that word. Never mind. But it's usually airy, kind of in the midfield, fearing the clear, and it does keep the ball in play for the Cougars. But then once they get that initial touch from midfield, the next touch is usually just slamming it off the backboard and not actually. It feels like that they're not looking for each other and they're just kind of trying to play to keep the ball in.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to figure out something, but a little bit of an update for you guys. Washington State are indeed suffering from disconnect, so we're going to make sure that the lobby's all set, the players are ready to go before we continue on with the match. So we will get that all sorted and figured out for you guys at home so we can have a nice quality match to determine who gets a chance to go to Conference Clash next week. So very important match for both of these guys, and you were talking about the creativity from CP Slow a little bit, and do you think that stems from just their ability to pass the ball, or like Jorbu was talking about, those nice touches off the back wall that really test the defense?
I think it's a little bit of both, because when you have a striker like Stay-at-home Savage, putting the ball off the back wall is what you want. You want him going up and taking those shots. But on the other hand, we saw a little bit of creativity, especially from 43, moving the ball down the field and finding players, last time they were on stream at least. And I like to see that from any team, especially in the CRL. If you can be creative moving down the field, the infield passes, or just finding the combinations through the midfield, most CRL defenses can't stop that.
And it is going to be difficult as well because, again, Washington, when they weren't being demoed in that Arizona game, I felt like they really did have a nice job of being able to beat defenders coming out of their own half on those nice dribbles, getting over that first line of defense. It was just staying on the attack was the big issue for them, and I think maybe the resource management game is going to be a little bit more important for them in this series against the Mustangs of CP Slow. I keep wanting to call them Broncos because that would have been like our third horse-based team in CRL. There's Boise, which are the Broncos. There was Pomona, which were the Broncos. Yeah. And now it's like, the Mustangs.
This is pretty damn boring.
I think it's actually really interesting you bring up the point of resource management with Washington State. And I think that's something that is a lot harder to detect as a player in the middle of the series because as things are going so quickly for you, you're just kind of moving the ball down the field. And you're like, okay, well, I'm out of boost. I just got to get back. And you're like, oh, I might be in a little bit of trouble here. It's hard to kind of step back, have that third-party perspective of like, we're just all using too much boost. Like it's the resource management aspect of this game is not something as simple like in the game to be able to see and recognize right away. Just because like you can't see your other teammates' boost totals. It relies on solid communication from the rest of your team to be able to understand that hey, we're constantly out of boost on the offensive half. That's why we can't stay over here.
And also the speed from CP Slow might be a little bit of an issue as well. I mean, you look at the numbers for all of these guys. They're one of the few teams that are very, very close to having all three members being over 300 score a game, which is in and of itself a fairly tough thing to do because now that you don't have all the score from the first touches and the aerials and all of that stuff, the only way to generate score is clears, centers, obviously goals, assists, and all that stuff. So they're very capable of getting around the field at a quick pace, and that speed from CP Slow, I think, maybe giving them a bit of an edge here against Washington State.
With all that being said,
Oh, here we go.
Oh boy.
I've said that line many
Let's-
times, and something great always follows it.
no, it's not that great because
Okay.
I've already said this. But let's not forget
Okay.
that Washington State did beat CP Slow. Or sorry, sweep them. They beat them, yes.
Right.
But they swept them, and I think that's important to remember is that Washington State has proven to be at least better in that one series against CP Slow. Can they do it
think
again
I
in this
fixed
series?
it
Again, we only got to
a
see
little
1
bit.
minute gameplay, so we couldn't really see anything come together for
sure.
them. But that's kind of the biggest factor for me looking at this matchup is you say, okay, well, wait a minute. The Cougars, they were able to sweep this CP Slow team, who again kind of had a little bit, it was a little rocky for them in this season, especially in the back end. But again, I think they lost 3 out of their last 4 in conference play.
Yeah,
so
I think it's just kind of a fall
things
overall.
things started to fall off for CP Slow, but yet again, they find themselves here in this match against Washington State, and if they win, they have a chance against Arizona. So they're
You
not
guys better
just
hurry
because
up and
the
fix
wheels
the
fall
damn
off at the end of
internet so you
conference
can
play
get
doesn't mean
on
they
with
can't
this
turn
live
things around. But
game.
again, precedent set. Washington State
I
swept
guess
them earlier.
Arizona
And it's a
won
big chance
Washington,
here,
so the
of
title
course,
now is
for CP
supposed
Slow,
to
'cause
be
even last year,
different.
they were touted
So
as one of the best teams.
it's going to be
in all of
Washington
CRO,
against
especially in the Western
Cal
Conference,
Poly.
which was, probably the most difficult conference last season comparatively. Maybe the South
And you
had a
see
chance,
right
but
there.
West has
One of the
predominantly
stronger runs, yeah.
West has always been a strong conference, and CP Slow usually in the top of that conversation. Like you said, just because it fell off right at the end of the season doesn't make too big of a difference because they're here now, and it's a good chance for them to get to Conference Clash. And of course, beyond that, the land down in Arlington, Texas, which you can join us for over at the Esports Stadium on the December 8th, which is going to be a ton of fun. But it's back into the
got it
game.
working.
Everything has been reset. We're going to restart the match from ground zero, and Washington State can take the field. This time all ready to go.
And B900 Cole gonna give it away for Airy. Stay-at-home Savage couldn't clear that away. Airy gets the first goal. The Cougars strike.
It was all according to plan. The internet goes out, and Washington State moved the ball down the field. Lots of space there. Not the best touch from
They already
Stay-at-Home
scored a
Savage.
goal last
Airy able to follow it up, and Washington State on the board in the first 11 seconds.
All it took, and they had a similar sequence in before the restart had happened right off the kickoff, but they just missed wide of the post. That time they put it home. Twice the Tang, setting up 43. 43 blocked there in the corner, and Airy's gonna carry it away. Airy, he's got James on the wing. James had to go wide for it, flicks it over another. Here's looking a little creative for the Washington State fellas over there, but it's cleared downfield again. And that one's going in. No one's able to get back to that. Stay-at-home Savage, basically a free goal.
Curly and I both kind of just put our hands up a little bit because we're like, hang on, how did nobody make a play on this ball? Airy, he must have thought that ball was going to go a different direction and just got caught too far forward because that one got over his head way too easily.
The defense got caught on rotation, but not only that, the bounce was a little rough there from Airy. And like you said, kind of misreads it as it bounced towards the net. And that's really just what sets up everything for Stay-at-Home Savage.
And that one's in for B900 Cool. They take the lead
Get
right
out of
back.
town.
They come storming back off the kickoff, and we have seen CP Slow in the kickoff game. A brilliant fake, though, from James. That's not off the kickoff. That's just a great play and a nice
Man,
pass
they're
out to the
gonna
top
kill
of the box.
Washington's
And
pissed that
James
they lost the last
sets up
round.
a beautiful play for B900 Cool.
Been loving the ball control from James. We've seen it a couple times where he's brought it down and gone on the dribble and forced the defenders to come to him. That was a great opportunity there, going off the corner and carrying it over for his teammates to put it away. So James doing a great job of controlling the game.
Twice the Tang lobs this up for Stay-at-Home Savage. He's able to stay with it. Looking maybe for 43. 43 took too much time to get
There's
that
one.
read. Stay-at-Home Savage, but blocked by James. And Achieves, you said it, the demo's starting to come out here for CP Slow.
And I mostly say that just because I'm curious how much CP Slow try and do it, because they had to have watched that last series and been like, Arizona's just blowing them up and scoring free goals, man. So I just want to see
Dude,
how
look
much
at
CP
that.
Slow takes there.
Crazy.
Well, 43, gonna start from his own edge. Back to midfield. He's tried for a read, a cheeky read, if you will. It's off the backboard, defended by Twice the Tang. B900 Cool. Gonna have a go at things. That's in. No, it's not. 43 with a block but a great shot from B900 Cool.
Lordy,
Back
lordy.
over to Stay-at-Home Savage, picked off by James. He's got a breakaway here, and a man in support. It's B900 Cool. Can he find him? No, he cannot. Blocked by 43.
Like the offense that we're seeing from Washington State right now, but again, got to create chances that put stuff on target for CP Slow. It's just too easy for them to clear it out right now.
But James going for that same play twice in a row. You see him every time he gets to that corner, he's always looking for a way to keep it close and get that pass out to the top of the box. He's very much aware that rolling it around the corner is not going to have much success.
Stay-at-Home Savage back to twice the tang. 43's on the wing, but it's defended by James. And now James looking for Airy. He's got his man. He's got the goal. 3-1, 2:40 left.
Slow defense from CP
All right,
Slow
all right.
as this ball goes out off the sidewall. Look at all the space that James has to pass it across. You see two defenders on top of each other for CP Slow. Airy able to beat them out and put that one away.
And so a third goal for Washington State, and the Cougars have effectively woken up offensively in this first game against CP Slow. James getting chipped on his way back to the ball. Airy has to get up for this one. 43, or twice the tank, excuse me, slams it against the crossbar. No goal there.
And a sharp inhale, because that was as near free as you're going to get from CP Slow, and you really expect that one to find its way into the back. And now we'll see how much time Washington State can whittle down over on the other end of the pitch.
B900 Cool keeping the ball high, wide, away from the defense. But 43 of gets a big dunk in midfield.
Oh, it did.
The goal rolls off the post and in, and they pull within one.
Great play by 43. He puts it down the field, and Airy didn't really turn, or he could have let that one go back. He could have put it to his own corner, but he turns and gets slammed in the face by 43. Able to put that one away off the dunk, and CP Slow trying to make the comeback.
And the thinking there for the reason for not driving back is, oh, okay, I thought that might have been on target for a moment, but it's just you don't want to give away that free real estate to CP Slow coming down on a hard counterattack when you're the only man back. So the idea is, okay, I'm not in the worst position here. I can at least get the body of my car around this ball and at least buy a couple extra seconds. But really aggressive push from Airy, and he got high, which is the important thing, and he just put it right over his
He
head.
got high, which was the
43 doing a lot of
important
work
thing.
to get this ball to the corner. It's all for naught, though. It gets cleared out down the other way. Twice the tang, gonna look to move this out. And it is James and Airy who end up hitting it back towards their own net. That could be dangerous, but a demo from Airy will open things up here for the Cougars. B900's cool shot, another demo on his way out. Challenged by Stay-at-Home Savage. He might have a break on the ball. Rolling past another Airy. He gets demoed on his way out. And now 43 and twice the tank, both hunting for the ball. Nothing. Stay-at-Home Savage, every angle covered by the Cougars. Airy moving downfield, another goal you feel will do it if Washington State can put it on target. Starting to feel the heat and the pressure on the crossbar. B900 cool. Staying cool in the box. Stay-at-Home Savage is a light shot towards the net, saved. Back to 43. And so, getting creative again.
God bless it.
CP Slow. Stay-at-Home Savage. His shot is blocked. B900 cool. It's not good.
boost.
43 ran out of boost. James gets there to make the touch. It's still not over with 30 seconds left.
no
Nobody
custom
touches the
overlay.
ball.
I'll look that
43
up.
can't get there. He has to leave. And Airy picks it up.
And that one hurts if you're CP Slow. That's a big miss at the top of the box, and you feel like Stay-at-Home Savage could at least force the challenge there to keep the ball in play. But either way, Washington State get out of it, and they try and hang on to this one-goal lead with 10 seconds left.
Big miss at the midfield.
Savage back to 43. Airy clears it to the corner. Twice the tag shoots. He got it. Tie game with 4 seconds left.
And I said big miss out of the midfield because it was going to allow a chance here for CP Slow to stay on offense, and Washington State, they sort of crumble for once. The rotation breaks down a little bit. They all start shading over that corner because they're not sure where that bounce was happening, and they thought they were going to have a challenge opportunity to turn around, so they all got tied up in their own half.
And now with no time left,
Oh, he might do it.
Regulation. James makes a great save, hops up for it. The ball has to touch the ground. B900 Cole wants it. He wants to end it. That might be his dagger. That's the word. 43 up for this again.
He's got the
He
pass.
got that.
He's got
the
the
shot. He
Oh,
did
you're
it.
kidding.
Twice the tag. They keep the ball up for what felt like forever. They score. They win the game.
And this is all from B900 Cool keeping the ball up like 20 seconds ago. It's
man.
CP Slow able to capitalize it. You see Stay-at-Home Savage, he died for this one to put this one away for
Damn.
CP Slow, and in 0 second
That's
time,
crazy.
they take the win.
And if you are the Cougars, Oof, that is absolutely an oof. You come off a tough loss to Arizona, you get knocked around the field, and you're thinking, great, we're going to win this one. And then it hits the 4-second mark, and it's like, okay, fine, you've tied it up. Let's go to overtime. And then you play 30 seconds, it's like, let's just put the ball down. And then it's just into your own net, and it's like, no.
I know it killed them in the end, but I love the aggressive mindset of B900 clear. Like, no, I have a clear shot at this. I just got to boom it downfield.
I was going to say, is we only say that when they lose.
Yeah,
Keep it up. If they kept it up in one, then be like, genius, genius.
It's kind of like in football, like when a coach goes for it on fourth down,
play.
he looks like a genius
Right.
if you get it.
Yeah.
But everyone just lambasts him if they don't make it. So.
Absolutely.
And to be fair, he did kind of keep it up in midfield, and that was kind of a 50-50. It's
Kinda like
keep it
football.
up. When he has a clean hit upfield, it's like, you
Why
can't
not?
blame him.
Take the chance.
So,
Yeah.
unfortunately, this one comes back to bite him. But for CP Slow, able to capitalize, great play. You see Stay-at-Home Savage with his dying touch. He keeps it up for CP Slow, and they're able.
Touch.
He got demoed as soon as he hit that ball to keep it up. And exactly. And for CP Slow, able to win off of that is fantastic.
And game number 2 about to get underway. 3 unassisted goals for CP Slow in game number 1. Curious to see if that holds up.
Well, James off the corner, going to take it himself. It's hanging in front of the box, off the post. Can someone follow this up? Nobody can touch this ball.
My goodness.
43 finally gets back to it, but it allows B900 Cool to move back into the corner. There is Airy, but it's just wide and bounces laterally to the opposite side of the zone. Airy up for this in a jiffy, but the follow-up actually coming in from James. No one went
Damn.
for this ball. On the side of CP Slow.
Washington's
off
feeling
the
really
ceiling.
bad right
43
now.
gets the
Oh, no
43
way.
doesn't get the goal.
Finish
the
it.
follow-up is no good. No goal for CP Slow.
Highlight reel taken away there as 43 couldn't put it away, and both of his teammates had a shot on it. Washington State stay alive here in the first minute.
And a great job by James to hustle down back to his own net in order for that third rebound to be blocked. Again, the Washington State defense, well, the post and the crossbar might have some help them out, but they do maintain the 0-0 scoreline.
Can we legitimately give out a Best Defender award to the crossbar this
I don't see why we can't. I mean, no one else has defended more
Better hurry up.
in the CRL.
That
the
one's
crossbar,
undefended.
but Stay-at-Home Savage gets a roller in. It's
Just
basically
rolls
free
right
for
in.
CP
What's
Slow.
up,
Nobody home
Dauntless?
for Washington State. There was a demo there. You can see it on the left side of your screen, and there's just
Yeah, no, I'm not
nobody
playing,
back.
dude. I'm just
Stay-at-home
watching.
Savage just kind of throwing the ball down the field and hope it goes to a good spot. And that time goes to the back of the net.
That's funny,
This
though.
is kind of an interesting game for Washington State as well. You know, you're on the slide after losing the series to Arizona. You lose game 1 in the most unfortunate of ways.
Just waiting on
And here's where you
double
really
hoax
see if a team's able to keep it
to,
together
we're working
or not.
on just
They break
getting
down and
to
just start going
gold.
all out and overreaching a little bit like we were talking about in that first series. Do they
I'm
keep
not
it together? Do they
playing
keep
it. No
that
means
great
this
rotation
level.
that they've had all season long and battle back here?
Oh, James looking for Airy. Airy actually wins the challenge, rolling up the back while flying
Thanks
in
for
is
the like,
James.
though.
Just off the crossbar.
Greatly appreciate it.
Cool tie game.
Great play here to stay with it for Washington State. You see the ball roll up from Airy, and then James, uncontested, tries to put it, finesse it to the back post a little bit high, and B900 Cool able to clean it up and slam it home for the Cougars.
And just achieves, you wanted to see how they would respond.
Yes.
Well, they respond thusly and
They
tie
did
the
the
game up
thing.
quickly. They did the thing.
Washington
The
just
back of
lost
the net,
to
that pass to
Arizona.
James. Oh, it's a
Now
pincher.
they're
And
losing
that
to
could be a
Cal
breakaway
Poly.
the other way.
They're
A
feeling
great touch
real
from
bad.
43. Allows
He's got it.
Stay-at-Home Savage to finish it. They get the lead right back.
Yeah, there's so they did the thing, and then
Especially
they
after that
overreached.
score right there.
Did the wrong thing.
If 43
Just
doesn't
drove
touch
the
that ball like
stake
that, though,
home.
Airy does get back to that.
It would be close for sure.
I think he at least makes the challenge.
He might, yeah, probably.
I'm not convincing Achieves of this at all right
No,
now.
you are not.
That is okay. That is okay. With the lead again, the Mustangs. Maybe add to it here from the corner. 43, no chance at that. James clears it downfield. Stay-at-home Savage. Only give way for Airy. Now from the corner, James looking to play the bully. I think he got a bump, but it gets cleared away downfield anyway. B900 Cool. It just gets picked off by 43 off the crossbar. Stay-at-home Savage. Twice the Tang gonna keep it in play here for the Mustangs. It's just under half the game left to go and trying to lock down
Definitely
things.
learning a
half
lot
the
just by
field.
watching it.
RCP slow and
Not
having
going to be able to
lot of space
perform
in the
it, but
midfield. A good pass will boom it downfield from B900 Cool to James. Oh, and a loose ball for Harry. He gets a free one. It's 2-2.
It's a great bounce there for Area. This ball, he tees it up. James
makes it a
tees it up
game,
for
dude.
B900 Cool, and that bounce, 43 was hoping it would come across. It comes out straight to Airy, puts it on target, and we have a tie game.
And so a couple of mistakes on both sides of the pitch. And the result is a tied scoreline. But how about a pass to Airy that's blocked up high? James wants to get to this. Stay at home Savage. He's got the angle covered. Flying around, 43 gets back to the ball. Airy gets a great touch to keep it in midfield. But the return, or the follow-up, excuse me, by his teammates, too slow. They do boom it downfield. And trying to muscle his way through is James, but no good on that try. Airy now towards the box, cleared away by Twice the Tank. Stay at home Savage. Twice the Tank
Oh,
and
he was the other
43.
teammate. I'm an idiot.
After winning game one in what was almost a James scoring a goal there, he doesn't get it. They scored a game that looked like they were going to lose, score with 19 seconds left, and then score again in overtime thanks to a mishap from B900 Cool. And here we are sitting a tie game. It really feels like the Mustangs are just threatening to score again. Stay at home Savage. Bully in front of the box, 3-2.
One weak touch out of the corner here. 43 just throws one up there and says, here you go, B900 Cool, not the best pass. And Stay at Home Savage says, thank you very much, Ari. I'm glad you were out of position and not ready to clear that one because he can't let it go. His teammates behind him, it's going to take too much time for him to get there and clear that ball into the corner. He has to do something, and unfortunately, it goes right into the attacker.
And so down by one again, Ari. He's got 43 to beat. He can't. B900 Cool. He's got two wingers on the left. He's got to rely on him to come in. And Airy up high for this. It's off the backboard. Tries to finish it, and a save by Stay at Home Savage. The ball just kind of floated and levitated. And now Stay at Home Savage. The demo just for the feels bad on top of it. 4-2.
And again, another ball just kind of thrown down the field here. You see he was going into the challenge, and James just doesn't connect on it, and it just puts Stay at Home Savage touch right onto target because, again, Cougars get caught in rotation. And for CP Slow now, they're up by 2, 44 seconds left.
And it hasn't even been the physical play from CP Slow. It's just been a little bit of overreaching.
They're feeling bad
here
now.
from the
There's no
Cougars as
way.
They are able to stop that, but
I mean, there is a way, but
for
you
CP Slow
have to be super lucky. Professional game.
Most likely.
They got 30 seconds to score twice. Unfortunately, that ball's headed the wrong way. Five goals, excuse me. Stay at Home Savage picking up another.
My goodness, he is just scoring left and right here for the CP Slow squad. 5, like you
Sucks
said,
for
in this
Washington.
game alone, he came into this series with 47, so he is looking good as far as the goals scored here for CP Slow.
He is pretty good.
Trying to put on my best achieves unimpressed impression.
I mean, he's doing pretty good, man.
He's all right, you know. I'd like to see a little bit more out of him. But
You've got the glasses, and you've got the nonchalant dismissal of amazing plays. So I'd say you're at least at an 8 right now.
That's high praise coming from you, coming from the man himself. As time winds down, CP Slow will be picking up the second win in the series. This one, a little bit just more swung completely in their favor. And trying to find their way back is the Cougars, and it has been a difficult one.
Yeah, and again, this one's going to go down kind of similar to what we saw against Arizona. Not as bad, the scoreline at least, but again, CP Slow just kind of running away with this one.
It slipped away in the last minute.
Yeah,
really.
It did.
It was so good, but again, they overreached a little bit in that final minute, allowed that big insurance goal, and that one really kind of felt like the nail in the coffin for that one. It's like, all right, Washington State, back against the wall now at this point. You have nowhere left to go. This is your, final 3 chances to get a chance to go to land.
And again, 13 shots coming out of Washington State. You got to say, you only put 2 away. You got to be more dangerous on offense because you're getting the chances, right?
Son.
I mean, at least the shots are coming through. Maybe they weren't the best shots in the world.
That's the same thing that happened in the Arizona series. A ton of chances on the net. Problem is none of them are particularly scary. All of CP Slow are kind of just like, ooh, gay, that's fine. We can save that, no problem.
And 8 saves from CP Slow as well. So give them credit, the defense coming through. But for Washington State, again, you move down the field, you got to be more creative now because CP Slow, they're putting up a brick wall. And not only that, they're taking advantage of every mistake they had. A couple goals from Stay at Home Savage was just getting caught.
A couple?
2 out of his many.
I would say we are in the several category now as far as Stay at Home Savage is concerned. And Twice the Tang can't find this ball. Airy trying to force his way through, but it's a turnaround for Stay-at-Home Savage. He puts another shot on net. 43 slamming against the corner. There's a name we've been saying a lot in this series, and he has had some crazy touches in this series. Well, not crazy. He's had some solid touches in this series. Stay-at-Home Savage has just kind of been the finisher for this Mustang squad. And boom downfield. That one forces Twice the Tang up. Airy trying to play it over. It's no good. 43's on the wing downfield, trying to get the breakaway onto James, but James able to get back to the ball, not enough power.
Do something, bro.
And now on the point. Washington State trying to find their way. It's going to start with Airy. That shot blocked by 43. B900 Cool off the ceiling. Does he have another touch? No, boom downfield by 43. James is back to play it out to the corner, but hunting for it is 43. Shoots and scores. It's 1-0 right now. Mustangs cannot be stopped.
So here's the funny thing. I was watching James in the midfield. It all went back to that touch from B900 Cool off the back wall of CP Slow. James started pushing up out of the midfield before they even knew they were going to have a clean chance in the net because they felt like they needed to get out here in front early. James overreached, got the boomer of a clear, and just couldn't make a good play back the other way. But who cares? Somehow, kickoff game's back for CP Slow. It's tied up.
And you know what cures? I'm sorry, Corelli, but you know what cures Corelli's headaches? Because Corelli was just sitting on the desk here with both of his fingers on his temple, and he's just like, I have a headache. And then B900 Cool scored, and his fingers just magically lifted.
Yeah. At least you get the kickoff goal. It was a disaster on defense, but at least you get the kickoff goal. And CP Slow, they definitely do give them up, at least on stream, and they do here against the Cougars.
Against the back wall as well, 43. Carrying it out, and that one is just a boomer against the back board, defended by James. Twice the Tank can't get there, 43. Catches it, tries to zoom by Airy. Finds the pick in midfield. And these boomers by CP Slow, forcing the Cougars to go the distance. And it's been a struggle for them, but they're doing so right now. B900 Cool trying to challenge there. It's going to be up to Airy. He can't find it either. James against Twice the Tang. He loses big time. The bump on 43 maybe prevented a challenge earlier in that play. Stay-at-Home Savage gets there, but it's going the other way now. And so off the ceiling, James. Well, the ball off the ceiling. James is going to carry it now. Stay-at-Home Savage just kind of said thank you very much for that ball. Airy does play it out to the corner. Cougars' struggles to get on offense continue.
But it was a great play from Airy to at least keep them on defense. He had to figure out if that was going to be a fake shot or if it was going to be a tip off the back wall, and he did a brilliant job of managing his positioning there, feathering that boost to keep himself just within range to cover both options.
Stay-at-Home Savage against the back wall, defended by Airy. Stay-at-Home Savage trying to stay on this. 43 catches it. And a little bit of bouncy ball, if you will, there on top of 43, but they do clear it out. Now Stay-at-Home Savage. Back, he gives away to B900 Cool. A great save by 43. Picking that one up, but Washington State not done yet. Tapping it out to the side. James finds the ball again against the backboard. Cleared away. 43. Airy is there in the corner again. Trying to clear this out, trying to keep the ball close. They do. Stay-at-Home Savage is downfield. Pops it up. Goal! 2-1 for the Mustangs.
Fantastic play here from Stay-at-Home Savage. I hope it shows it here on this replay because he takes just a split second right there to read the ball and kind of make that defender think. And he's able to put it up and over. James kind of catch him off guard. You can even see James kind of backflip because he was just like, oh, there it comes.
The best part is the degree of motion was maybe a total of 10 degrees from the little jiggle left to right, and it's just that instant moment of thank you. It doesn't matter. Again, and the Cougars.
At least it's not a direct kickoff goal here, but again, B900 Cool just collecting the ball in the midfield, getting a second touch towards Airy. He's already downfield at the top of the box, and CP Slow left wondering how they give up a goal as soon as they score one.
I mean, it's just a great touch from Airy there to throw it around. 2-2. Less than 2 minutes to go. Boom downfield. Airy's back. He gets to the ball. Took his time getting up, but plenty of time was afforded. Twice the Tang giving way for Stay-at-Home Savage. Airy, another save, his third of game number 2. Or game number 3, excuse me. He booms it downfield, 43. Picks up his own save. Now B900 Cool slips it under one. It rolls off the post and into Twice the Tang. Breaking that one up. Airy doing a lot of work here in game number 3 for his team. Can they pull out a victory? Can they score another goal? They were at this point in game number 1, although it was a little later and a little greedy at the end. It cost them. Can they turn their fortunes? B900 Cool can't find the touch. James cleaning it up from midfield. Now James back over. 43 has it covered. And B900 Cool had to get up quickly for that. CP Slow hunting for the ball. There's twice the tang.
Too far forward
against
again.
the back wall. James, not even against the back wall, just takes the ball away.
They're too far forward again out of that midfield. So here's another free
Oh.
chance and punched off the bar. James keeps it clear, but still dangerous here.
Twice the
Yes, big.
tang. Effectively a win and a demo by 43. Can he get back to the ball as well? He's got plenty of time. Tried to find twice the tang. Found stay-at-home Savage instead. Another demo. Can it open things up? No. Aries there on the defense. Twice the tang. Takes the pass from 43. Defended. Broken up by B900 Cool. Flying in is 43. Just missing. Stay-at-home Savage trying to keep it going. James squares up.
That's cool.
Double commit. Booms it downfield. And again, we could have overtime. Or do we have something else zany happen? Up high, that's not the best time for 43,
Oh.
James! Followed up
Oh, he's
from
there.
Airy, and the defense is there, we got overtime.
Why would you do that, 43? You had the overtime where you're in your own net. It does come back to bite him, but my goodness, I'm not sure about that one.
He lives for the rush, man.
He wants to win now. He's got the buffer games to do it. James, it looked like he wanted to go sooner for the demo!
Oh, there it is.
Savage Demolition Derby!
It is
Damn.
indeed a demo that will knock out
think
the
Washington
Cougars.
has to
Twice
go
the tang
home
off the
now.
back wall. A missed clear from them to get it out to safety. It takes the bounce out into the middle, and Savage delivers the finishing blow. And Cougars, you played a heck of a series, but in the end, a little bit of overreaching. Those classic demos came right back, and that's all it took.
I mean, ultimately lost because of the demo there in that last play. But again, like you said, I think for Washington State,
Damn, that was
they just couldn't
crazy.
get that offense going. I felt like CP Slow, Washington State kept this series very close.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Even
shut
in that
up,
game where they
nerds.
lost 5-2, because like you said, most of the goals
Blah,
came in the
blah,
last minute.
blah,
So again,
blah, blah.
for Washington State, it's not
Are they gonna
without a
play
fight.
another
I
one?
feel like they played
no way they
great,
should,
pretty
right?
good.
They
Yeah,
played
I don't
great.
think they had a bad showing here on stream, but doesn't get you a win.
Does not get you a win.
I gotta say that I just really like 43. I
Blah,
think the man
blah,
does a
blah.
lot of wonderful
Blah,
things with the
blah,
ball.
blah.
Except when he keeps it up at 1
Except-
second.
That's
When he
the only
keeps
thing
it up,
that he
bro.
did.
He said when he keeps it up. Oh, wait.
Points where
Yeah.
it didn't come back to bite them, so we don't get to flame them. But if they were
Bite
to
'em,
give that
flame
out,
'em,
we'd be like 43.
keep 'em up.
What are you
Washington
doing?
State comes back to win the
I give it
series,
a
and
go.
that's the circle
That
on
is
the
it.
whole series.
So, there you
Like,
go.
Rookie mistakes, 43. But how did Twitch chat do is the real question here.
Twitch chat do?
How did Twitch chat do?
Oh,
Jorby?
Twitch
Tell
chat did pretty good. 54% to 46% for CP Slow.
me. Okay, well, again,
Well done.
you come out on top, Twitch chat. You're 2-0 on the day.
We like it.
That's good. You're doing well. But that's not all we have. We have a tweet. And you know, Jorby, since
Nobody
you have
cares,
a
dude.
nice new pair of frames, I would appreciate if you would read it one more time for me.
Is there a particular matchup you guys want to see it land this season?
I think everybody in the CRL is chomping at the bit for LSU versus UIUC.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
But I think I would take North Texas versus anybody.
Yeah.
Just because I
was-
want to
So we can see the whole state of Texas show up.
Exactly what I was saying, and I would love to see either LSU and Arizona, if they do stay undefeated
Yeah,
throughout
let's get
this
that Arizona
process.
vibe going.
I would love to see undefeated teams come into LAN and kind of keep that, not only be undefeated, but then win LAN as well. That would be a really cool story.
Penn State versus X.
Yeah, Penn State versus X. He just wants Penn State at land. Next question. Let us know your questions, comments, or if you just want to know what Corelli, I don't know, is wearing for socks today.
What did Corelli eat on the evening of September 8th, 2002?
That's a long time ago.
Wow.
You have three. What's
Where
great
was
is
that?
that you don't have to. You don't know if it's
2002 when I
breakfast
was
or
in
it's
high
dinner.
school.
I was a young
Great
boy.
school.
You're a young boy.
My mom probably made like risotto. That's
Yeah.
chicken.
So you've already got your answers.
There
So
you go.
don't ask that. Ask something else. But when we come back, we'll have an interview with one of the CP Slow players, and
No.
we'll continue on with the day's matches. It'll be the conclusion of the Western Conference in the finals. It'll be the Arizona Wildcats versus the CP Slow Mustangs. You're not going to want to
Oh,
miss it.
man, I
It's
don't wanna
Collegiate
miss
Rocket
that,
League
dude.
Right here.
We're going
Either
to
way,
watch it.
Washington State get out of it, and they try and hang on to this 1-goal lead with 10 seconds left.
We're going to watch it. We're going to watch it. And hopefully Double Hooks wakes up by then so we can play some Rocket League off sales, yo.
He's got the pass. He's got the shot.
Yo.
Twice the tag. They keep the ball up for what felt like forever. They score. They win the game.
And this is all from B900 Cool keeping the ball up like 20 seconds ago with his dying touch.
Dang.
He keeps it up for GP Slow, and they're able. He got demoed as soon as he hit that ball to keep it up. And exactly.
To finish it, and a save by Stay-at-Home Savage. The ball just kind of floated there and levitated. And
the
Stay-at-Home Savage, the demo just for the feels bad on top of it. State not done yet, tapping it out to the side. James finds the ball again against the backboard. Cleared away, 43. Airy is there in the corner again. Trying to clear this out, trying to keep the ball close. They do. Stay-at-Home Savage is downfield. Pops it up. Goal! 2-1 for the Mustangs.
Maybe a total of 10 degrees from that little jiggle left to right, and it's just that instant moment of thinking, and it doesn't matter again.
Wants to win now. He's got the buffer games to do it. James looked like he wanted to go sooner for the demo. Savage demolition derby.
This Geico ad is intended only for people who wear rompers.
Gary forgot it's Casual Friday.
Just like he forgot to switch to Geico and save all that money.
Hey, leave Gary alone, guys. He's probably feeling pretty insecure right now.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
If you want to keep writing checks for things, you definitely can. Just don't send them to us. Pay with Venmo, PayPal, or card. Visible. It's phone service in an app.
Welcome back to Collegiate Rocket League. We have just had quite a series, the big sweep of the Washington State Cougars by CP Slow. And speaking of CP Slow, we have an interview lined up with Twice the Tang from the Mustangs. Twice the Tang, welcome to the desk. Walk me through what's running through your head. A big win, but also a big match coming up. What's on your mind right now?
Well, I wasn't playing my best for that series. I don't know if you guys saw, but I was just whipping a lot of balls and stuff. My teammates were able to carry me, though, so... yeah, I'm just going to try to tighten up my play, and yeah, I think we should be able to beat them.
And Tang, I want to ask you, coming into the series in conference play, you guys were swept by Washington State. What were the changes that you guys had to make going into this game?
Mainly that was just because 43 was unable to play in that series, so we had to use our sub. And our sub was still solid, but yeah, just not quite good enough.
It's not the same, man.
Yeah, no, it's just not the same. 43 is too good. Too good.
I mean, I think in that series, like 43 really helped you guys out there. And Tang, I got to ask you, I mean, I've been personally watching you play for a long time. You were one of the first players I ever casted, so that's how I know you. But my real question for you is, I asked Arizona, I'm going to ask you, who do you want if you get after Conference Clash comes around? Who do you want to play the most?
After Conference Clash, I'd say I probably want to play. I mean, I'd prefer not to play UIUC because they're probably one of the harder teams, but I definitely want to play them and see what they're like with Shock because he's a big addition to their roster with this CRL season. So I definitely want to see how good they are and what they can do and how well we can do against them.
Well, certainly we don't want to take up any more of your time. We'll let you take a few minutes here, get set with your team, and have a good match versus Arizona. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask him more, but it's like it just felt rude.
Yeah.
It's like he's got things to do, man. There's a game to win. I don't have time.
You could have asked him another question.
I could have, but
it's all part of the content.
We'll bring the content.
What show are you on?
I don't know. Not the. Look, man.
What are you pulling your sweater up for? It's not even hot in here. I'm freezing.
You're raking me over the coals, man. It's a little warm.
Well, but I need to warm it up in here, apparently.
You're right. That was some ice cold content. Thank you so much for a healthy dose. And let's take a look at the playoff bracket here so you guys can see how it all shaped up on the day here for the Western Conference. The last one of all of the Western Conference interplay. It comes down to this: Arizona versus CP Slow. And Arizona, they will start with a one-game advantage. This will be a best of 7. So we will not have a bracket reset if Arizona loses. That will be it, but they will start with a one-game advantage.
I think the best way to describe this to the viewers, just so there's a little confusion, is win score 4, and Arizona gets 1. So whoever wins 4 games first goes. Yeah. Period.
Let's go, baby.
Next question.
Next question.
Yes. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. The matchup, let's break down a couple of numbers for both of these teams. Some great offense from both of them. And Arizona, with that last win, able to bring down that goals against a little bit, really did a wonderful job keeping the Cougars at bay here. So can they do the same thing here versus CP Slow?
And again, still sitting undefeated so far. That's including their conference play as well at 9-0. And I believe, the last time that these guys met in conference play, CP Slow lost to Arizona 1-3. So, again, precedent set for there from conference play, but this is not conference play. And CP Slow now coming into this series with kind of what we talked about with the Cougars, is that they come off a tough series, and this time it's a win. And I feel like they're a little bit more warmed up here for this game against Arizona, which, again, will be a longer one. It'll be the longest series, I guess, so far in the CRL that we've had in the best of 7.
I think that Arizona is really going to be tested here. I would not be surprised if CP Slow actually ends up taking this. I mean, as he said in the interview, Twice the Tang, they didn't have 43 for a couple of their games. So I think that really kind of, it might skew the stat line a little bit.
You're saying it could have been 8-3 versus 9-0.
Well, what I mean is that what we saw in the last series with the Cougars was that creativity from CP Slow on offense. How does Arizona defensively handle that? That's the big test here coming up for them.
Yeah, speaking of Arizona, here they are, planting Cargo, Fire, and Jojo Cats. They're back, and the big man around town in that first series, boy oh boy, was it ever planting Cargo. That guy was a madman against Washington State, and do we think he puts out the same number of goals here? I mean, he had some nice breakfast this morning. He was wearing the shades. He had the cap. He was feeling good.
Yeah.
Wash, rinse, and repeat for planting Cargo?
I think so. He said he was playing well, and normally that kind of bleeds into all of your series, and I think that he's going to come out playing well again. Now, will he get help from Fire and JoJo Cats, I think so. And one thing too, we saw actually these guys earlier on in the playoffs, CP Slow. The Fiesta that game was, it was a 5-game series that Arizona won. So you can see chat sitting there, 65% wanting Arizona to win.
It's not a big surprise what you've seen from them. I mean, for this team, we just saw them stay at home savage twice the Tang and 43. I loved what I saw again. I can't speak his name enough, 43, but stay at home savage, the ability to be in the right place at the right time every single time for this team. If twice the Tang fixes up the whiffs like he said he does, they're going to be a really tough out against this Arizona Wildcats.
Yeah, it did go all the way to 5 games last time. It really came down to the wire, so kind of surprising. Twitch chat that you're favoring the U of A. I'm just going to go out on a limb here and blame this guy. So good job, Corelli.
That's right. I'm really hoping that U of A doesn't give up a lot of goals. Yeah. I don't care if they win or lose.
This is it right here.
Now is the time.
Now is the time.
Well, they are going to Conference Clash, definitely. So how many do you think you'll have to do? They only allowed, what was it, 4?
If it goes to Game 7, probably like 15.
Yeah, 15 sounds
like
reasonable. That sounds reasonable. Let's hope.
And before if it's like 5 or less, I don't even care. If it's 5 or less, you're not doing them.
Yeah, Stay at Home Savage picks up the first goal though. There's one push-up.
Stay at Home Savage able to come off the wall here. It's planting Cargo, who doesn't get a great touch. He actually just passes it back. JoJo Cat's reversing, can't get to the ball, and CP Slow on the board first.
And again, this is game 2. Arizona starting off with a 1-goal lead. You see it up there at the top. They come out of the winner's bracket, so they get that 1-goal lead.
And now from midfield,
they get a 1-goal lead.
Stay at Home Savage tries to play it back in. They will look to tie the series up. 43, making Fire hop up for this one. And it's just kind of a loose ball in the attacking third here. Finally, someone comes in. It's twice the Tang. Fire, he's got some options to pick from. He opts for JoJo Cats. It's wide of the post. Fire keeps it in play. Flying up is twice the Tang to clear it out downfield. And so early, struggles for Arizona, but we saw those same early struggles against Washington State as they slowly started to wake up in the series. JoJo Cats, that one just right back to 43.
And we saw it the last time these two teams met. Arizona kind of struggled to get that offense going, and maybe it didn't show up on the scoreline as obviously they were able to win that series, but early on against CP Slow, they were not doing that typical Arizona offense.
And of course, big question for me, Arizona had tons of success with that physical play, forcing the Cougars to really bend to their will in that last series. I wonder if they would bring back the same thing here versus CP Slow.
Well, right now, Fire's trying to threaten, bumping 43 out of the way. But 43 does get back to it. Stay at Home Savage on the wing isn't even going to get a lick of this ball as JoJo Cats cuts off the angle. Fire following it up back to JoJo Cats. He had planting Cargo, but it's going the other way. And now he's racing back against 43. He does have control. Can he keep it away? He does get it over to the third. JoJo Cats with a crucial follow-up of 43, punts it right back. Fire against the back wall, over finding Stay at Home Savage, planting Cargo around to the corner. Stay at Home Savage, back to twice the Tang. It's a light shot, and Fire has it defended. And so early, it has been really all CP Slow as far as offense is concerned in the first half of game number 2. And trying to find the game win that will tie the series up in this best of 7. Again, this does determine seeding heading into Conference Clash. Planting Cargo actually picks up the goal here, falling back onto it, tie game.
Yeah, he gets credit for this one, but it's the shot that from Fire that actually puts it away. You see the pass coming out, and Cargo just lands on top of it and goes in for him. So credit to Cargo for that goal, but Fire there in position to receive that pass and ultimately put it towards the net.
And 43 carrying that one over, but only gets it to the wall. Stay at Home Savage. Nothing for him there. So an important equalizer for the Wildcats. They move downfield here. Great touch from Fire.
Look at that.
Banger.
That was crazy.
Is correct, because this is a wonderful clear from Planting Cargo. Doesn't do too much with it. Says Fire is over there. There's a little bit of space to work with, and that is, you're not stopping that.
Yeah, it's just a great shot. That's all you got. Less than half the game to go. The Mustangs want to fight back to tie it up again, or tie it up for the first time in game 1, or game 2. I am so confused.
I know, right?
I'm supposed to know.
You're supposed to know, Jorby.
Yeah, well, that's why they need to fire me. 43. Back over
need
to
a new playback.
He's fired himself.
sick of it. Planted Cargo. Oh, he gets a big win there. 43. Back to Planted Cargo. Jojo Cats off the bar.
Almost.
Put it on the counter. No follow-up comes through for Fire, and no goal. That would have been a nice insurance goal to have here for the Wildcats.
Last couple of minutes as well. Arizona has really turned into a dangerous force in the last few minutes. They're great at keeping pressure over on the offensive side, and it just would have felt so nice to have that, like you said, insurance goal. And hello, Planted Cargo, back wall down, and straight back at the blue net.
Very Cuxer-esque of him, just couldn't put it on the net. You got any more? Twice the Tang.
Sorry.
Picked off by
What did he just say? Very Cuxer-esque.
The Wildcats continuing the push here towards the box. Planted Cargo actually doesn't even touch the ball, and it's boomed downfield. Don't worry, Achieves. Fire's there. Back to Planted Cargo.
I thought they overreached, man. I was like, how can you make that mistake? But they're still on offense.
And Fire, that one just wide. Planted Cargo can't finish it. Fire just keeping it away from the defense. Can only do it for so long as 43. He's out of boost. He expected the touch. And what was just a necessary feint because inertia's just carrying you. You are the subject of gravity at that point for 43.
Yeah, science lesson from Jorby, and yeah, I love it from 43.
Science lesson.
That one up, and he's able to land on it. That's what threw off the defense with no boost. He was able just to kind of fall back onto it and push it towards the net. Lucky for Arizona, they had a defender to read it.
Twice the Tang, having to give way for Planted Cargo. And finally, stay-at-home Savage. He wanted Twice the Tang, it looked like. Kind of lobbed it up for him, but Twice the Tang pulled away. And so it's going the other way, and there needs to be some urgency right now on the side of the Mustangs. They got to move downfield. 20 seconds to go. Need a tying goal right here from midfield. Twice the Tang. Stay at home, Savage. He does it again. Tie game with 19 seconds left.
And I was just thinking they gave this ball up. Fire, you can't blame him for not wanting to challenge. Jojo Cats gives him a little bump, but it's that back post placement from Stay at Home Savage that makes the difference. It was that slightly too far forward out of the midfield, couldn't get a great challenge angle on that ball, had to yield the space, and eventually the goal.
Well, Planted Cargo keeping this one up.
Freaking awesome.
Arizona ended in regulation. It does get rolled around to the corner. Stay-at-home Savage met with Twice the Tang, but here's a break. Here for Jojo Cats to fire. He tips it up and killed. Overtime.
And Fire had some time. He probably could have brought that one down as well. It was just one defender left for CP Slow. Everyone else committed, but nonetheless, we are here tied up in game number 2.
And Arizona had a wide open net, remember. Could have really put a chokehold on this series in the first 5 minutes and be up 2-0 in the series if they had just put that wide open goal in.
Oh my goodness. That looked like, well, Corelli, as you like to aptly put it, a fiesta in front of the box, but it does get cleared away. Twice the Tang. Can't get back to it. It's Jojo Cats. Back to Planted Cargo. Cut off by Stay-at-Home Savage. Staying with it now, but ends up giving it away to Fire. 43.
Free ball UA.
And Planted Cargo will have a free go at it. It's a boomer downfield. Stay-at-Home Savage gets a good touch, but Fire's there. Off the crossbar. No follow-up followed and taken away by the Mustangs.
And here they come on the counterattack. Arizona getting back into rotation. It's a great play. The passing play, finding each other to get out of that. CP Slow had an opportunity to kind of break down that defense in transition.
U of A double committing though in the midfield here. Might delay them getting back to defense.
And Twice the Tang's going to move down the field. Planted Cargo up high for it. This player's picking up the pace slowly as this overtime goes along. 43. Over to Planted Cargo, off the corner. It's got to be Jojo Cats. He's too slow. 43 booms it downfield. Twice the Tang can't get there. Fire breaks it up.
Great touch from Fire just to slow down that play. CP Slow were definitely threatening, especially if that touch came through from Twice the Tang.
And now Fire giving way for somebody who's going to hit it. All right, Jojo Cats, it's your turn. You go.
I was quite impressed there with the game awareness from U of A. It would have been so easy to panic there off that initial missed touch and think we're under pressure and make a bad touch and give the ball right back to CP Slow, but said, hang on, we've got some space, no need to panic here. They get right back into the neutral game.
In the midfield, Stay-at-Home Savage to Twice the Tang, but again, Planted Cargo being Speedy Boy out here, and Jojo Cats followed up for Fire. Fire shoots! Fire off the crossbar!
Oh my God.
Planted Cargo forces his
Oh
way
my
in,
God.
and they win the game.
Jasmine Joy, how you doing?
Was Planted Cargo going to come
That
out
was-
and play in the second series after such a dominating
Look at
performance
that.
against
That was
Washington
crazy.
State, and he gets the game-winning goal here
This is
in
Arizona.
the second game of this series. Arizona looking to try and take
They're
this
actually
one.
here in
And a
Tucson,
three-man effort
trying to
get
make
this
it
one
to
is,
Vegas.
Get the job done here as well. Jojo Cats, of course, not particularly contributing to the offensive
Dang,
defensive
that
half,
was
but definitely
crazy.
contributing plenty in those midfield challenge roles. Like you said, he's improved so much. Over
Oh,
the course
man,
of
that
this
was
entire
crazy.
season. And it's been a great joy watching.
But yeah, they're all going to get to go to Vegas here November 9th to the 11th if they win a few more series.
Maybe
But they're going to do another game.
I could see it start going up.
Yeah.
After they flash that up on the screen. And
If
I'm an Arizona fan now.
They
Yeah.
gotta
Oh, they're a
win
great
one more.
team. Been following the whole season.
Oh man! If they win game number 3, you'll definitely see it swing. Or game number 3,
Game
we'll
three.
see it swing a little bit more in their favor.
Oh, what's
I
up,
think it should,
Venom?
as it should. I think
That
both of
18
these teams
Batmobile,
really played,
nice.
For the most part, extremely well. Especially
Yeah, I just pretty much started playing the game myself a few months ago, a couple months ago. A lot of fun. Me and Double Hoax, I'm going to be playing with him soon. We're trying to get to
No
gold.
panic from them, so just good heads up from them in that game.
And for Arizona, I think it was a great
Bounced into
game.
silver
Planting Cargo
yesterday.
and Fire together, kind of combining,
There
and
we
that's a fantastic
Oh,
way to
right
start
off the
things
bat.
off. If you're Arizona fan, is they're able to put that one away. Guess what?
Right
It's
off the bat.
kickoff.
What do you mean it's off the kickoff? Twice the Tang, he's trying his best because
No, I
he
play on
wanted to get all
PC.
the way back there and pinch that
I know
ball
it's
off the
tragic,
wall and force it
dude.
into the corner. Unfortunately, it had a little
It
too much
sucks most
pace
because I can't
of the
play Red
initial
Dead.
bounce, and he had to make that
It
touch, otherwise
sucks
he was just gonna roll right into his
again
nose.
because I can't play with my subs so much
Wildcats
because most
continue to
people
roll
play
along.
on console, who at
Early
least
in
watch
game
YouTube.
3, Twice the Tang popping
I'm
it up.
thinking
It's
about
gotta
trying
be
to
43
raise
following
some,
up.
do a painting job so I
Planting
can buy
Cargo
an
gets a
Xbox or
win
something.
big against the backboard. Jojo Cats, another just
That'll happen.
laser against the backboard. Fire. He's got free reign on this ball. Takes a shot, tried to go backside, but the entire net was covered. No goal.
And those are the weak shots that we were talking about against the Washington State series for Arizona. Is sure they get credit for the shot, but it's not a hard one to block. And for CP Slow, they're able to turn it away.
Stay-at-home Savage back to Twice the Tang.
I'm learning a lot,
The
tell you what,
Mustangs gonna
dude.
try to move downfield. They have a couple of great responses. What in the world is going
Oh,
on?
shit.
Absolutely brilliant shot
See
there
that?
from CP Slow.
That's
A nice
crazy.
little tip over one defender, the double
That
commit,
is-
and then
What
just
the
a
These
world?
guys are
driving
insane,
Jojo Cats
dude. I
off the
love it.
back wall.
That's what I'm saying, man. What the heck was that?
Chaos
the heck
Derby,
was that
Insanity
indeed?
Madness.
Mondium.
And if you're CP Slow, you'll take it. You gotta hope that at least for this kickoff, it doesn't go against the
kidding.
Planting Cargo.
Yeah, the reason why I play PC is I do a lot of RP servers. Oh, nice.
And so, Planting Cargo
I mean,
against
I want
the
Arizona
corner,
to win, but
looking
still,
for
that was a
Jojo
good block.
Cats. That's effectively a win for him. Fire also winning the touch on that ball, but Planting Cargo and Jojo Cats caught out. It's an open net and a free goal. And
My
a lead
store,
for
Space
the
Smoke
Mustangs.
Shop, is in Tucson, Arizona, so
They kind of got put or kind of sucked into their own offense. There you can see two players, Jojo Cats and Planting Cargo, in the corner of the CP Slow side, and that's really what opened up all that space. Nobody home for the Wildcats, and the Mustangs able to take the lead.
And you will notice not really too much physicality from Arizona. Definitely not the same approach to the game that they had playing Washington State, for sure.
Up high against the backboard.
Yeah,
Mixed by Planting Cargo. Jojo
crazy.
Cats has to meet it too in front of the box. Fire gets that last clear, but Twice the Tang is in rotation. To stay at home, Savage, he just misses it. Twice the Tang following up. 43 flying in, but Fire's got it defended. 43 actually never jumped up for it. Twice the Tang gonna keep the offense going for the Mustangs. Thrown across the box too fast. Right now the Mustangs were clicking
Oh,
into
look at
lure.
that.
Stay at home, Savage has the touch.
But Planting Cargo will steal a nice corner boost there. Could put a lot of pressure, especially now that they've missed that clear. Here comes U of A.
43 gets by one. Planting Cargo, though, from the midfield. Against the side wall. Takes it himself. Planting Cargo trying to stay with it. Fire. Hangs it high across the box. Jojo Cats just missing the ball. Planting Cargo, all he can do is get up and challenge it against stay-at-home Savage. Twice the Tang. Blocked. Arizona starting to heat up on the offensive half of the field.
dude, they better hurry
Fire
up.
has that shot on target. Oh, it's just
They better
on
heat
target.
up. They better
Jojo Cats
light their
against
ass
the
on
back
fire.
wall. Fire now wants to play it in. Wildcats keeping it going. The consistent pressure. Planting Cargo shot is blocked and broken up, but it's coming right back in. The heat will not stop rising for the Arizona Wildcats, but they still have to score.
And again, this is what they want
they
to do.
lose this
wanna
one, they
keep
still gotta
that
play
pressure
another
on,
one.
constantly putting it off your back while keeping you on that back foot, especially when you start to run out of boost. Arizona playing to their game plan, but CP Slow able to kind of break out and get back into rotation.
Oh, and then kind of hitting himself against the back wall will take it laterally across the zone and clear it away. So a long stay in their own half. Finally results in a clear, but it's going down the other way, and how quickly things can change.
Doing well, Jasmine. I'm enjoying my day off of work. That's why I'm not doing my painting stream right now. Had some issues with it. I was trying to do a 360-degree camera, which I think I still can do, but I have to get a nicer computer. It always is. This whole thing is all about that. So I want to do a nice job. I want to have 2 cameras in there. So one of the paintings that I'm doing, and then one of the store itself, so you can look around and, you know, it's kind of cool.
Doesn't pick it up here. 43
I want to have a special channel. So
Arizona still hunting for this tying goal.
I'm working on it, but tomorrow we'll be back streaming, at least with one camera, the normal camera.
Back over to twice the time, just wasting so much time off the clock. Here's the ceiling. Looks like he got a slight touch, but it's irrelevant.
And of course, I'll be streaming this later. I hope you're having a great Monday.
Slow. Unfortunately, that second pass across the box was a little bit behind the defender. It meant they had to make an extra touch to give themselves another chance, and that was just too much time.
Oh, and stay-at-home Savage forced back, gets another touch against his back wall. Fire! Oh, the belter off the crossbar. Arizona
2 kids are sleeping right now. That's cool.
So far, no goal with 30 seconds left. Picked up by Planting Cargo off the corner. It's got to be fire, but he has to fear the clear, and he does. But stay-at-home Savage has the ball. Planting Cargo corners it out.
And JoJo, he's had 2 great opportunities.
It's really cool watching these guys play pro ball.
Saved by Tang, but still plenty of pressure here for U of A and
I have no idea what I'm doing, but now I know what at least is possible.
Got to go the distance right here. Stay-at-home Savage trying to make sure it doesn't happen. Now rolling across, it's gonna.
They gotta do it again, dudes.
And CP Slow.
That keeps the excitement going, I must say. They gotta do it again.
On top in this game, Arizona felt like they had quite
They've been sleeping all day. That's odd. Crazy kids. They've been staying up all night having slumber parties all weekends.
But what I noticed throughout that game specifically was there was a lot of weak shots. You saw it right there at the end as well. Weak shots kind of thrown towards the net. And CP Slow, while they're able to turn it away, Arizona, that was an opportunity where you feel like it was kind of wasted.
They're all going to go to Las Vegas November 9th through the 11th.
That's the biggest
That's the Pro World Championship.
They played to the game they wanted to.
So everyone's trying to get there. That's what these are all about.
Shots, but the shots that I took away were the 2 shots that JoJo Cats had. His 2 shots were the quality goal-scoring opportunities.
I'll be here or on another stream where I'll be playing this dang game.
So well, you've had a great season shooting the ball. He's shooting over 30%, but unfortunately, those 2 shots that he had on pretty much wide open nets in that last game, those are the ones that made the difference.
And again, for Arizona now, you kind of think back, you're 2 games off of taking the series. CP Slow kind of ekes out a win when you have all the pressure. So dangerous shots should go through for Arizona. For CP Slow, though,
man, it's going to get tight. This is the game right here that wins it all. Or
shots, especially catching Arizona,
you got to do it again, son.
So for CP Slow, if you keep exploiting that, you'll probably build bigger leads. You just
it's all about Cal Poly right now. They need to win this game.
To start off game number 4. CP Slow looking to continue to fight back to tie the series up. Arizona, they want that number 1 seed.
They want it.
Flipping it around, but it's challenged
People
in midfield by JoJo
demoed.
Cats. He has his own read there. It's right into stay-at-home Savage, excuse me. Boom back downfield. Stay-at-home Savage, he's got a free pick on this ball, but it's popped up high, 43.
Cal Poly has to win this.
So JoJo Cats and Planting Cargo move it out back to midfield.
Oh,
that one off the crossbar.
Holy shit.
He ends up getting the goal. 1-0 here for CP Slow.
And it's a couple things at work here for U of A. JoJo Cats initially thinking, all right, Fire's going to come get this ball. I'll let him take it. And he says, hang on, I don't
think Arizona's a little relaxed right now.
Jumble of
they got to stop that.
In the corner, U of A just broke down. They were given the position from CP Slow's point of view, and CP Slow said, yes, thank you very much. That's what we like to see.
Planting Cargo trying to chase this himself, and what we saw was really a relentless attempt by the Wildcats in the second half of game number 3 to just put the ball in.
I like that
to
hop
score.
off the wall and
They
just
had
rock
so many
it out.
shot opportunities. They talked about it, not a lot of quality ops, but right here for CP Slow, I mean, they just nullify this Arizona attack yet again.
And you saw just a couple seconds ago, Fire getting bumped when he had a setup to be able to put that shot on target. Twice the tank, kind of clipping him and kind of pushing him off rhythm there, and he couldn't put it away.
Implanting cargo back to Jojo Cats. Jojo Cats staying with it now. Fire's going to chase it down and challenge knocked away by Twice the Tank.
Great play from Twice the Tank. Last man back. Nobody to watch his back if he gets over his head, but he times that ball well, reads it brilliantly, and says, I know I can beat Fire to that ball.
Planting cargo. That ball knocked away by Stay at Home Savage. Jojo Cats follows it up. Twice the Tank there on the defense. Good goaltending there by CP Slow, and the Mustangs move downfield. Jojo Cats being tailed. Planting cargo. Can't clear it away. 43 up real quick for this, and it's going to have to be Twice the Tank, or, you know, 43, you just fell right back on it. Rolls in the corner. And so Arizona, with some time, figure out what they're going to do, and they boom it downfield. Planting cargo almost had the whole defense beat. But again, the Mustangs hang on. That ball right to Fire. Fire, that shot is wide. Tried to put it farther away. It was far away from the net. No goal again for the Wildcats.
And another dangerous chance, Corelli.
You can't give 3 shots to Fire, not able to capitalize there, but for CP Slow, you're playing with Fire. That ball comes out.
He gave me a look, too. You knew what you did there.
I didn't mean to do that.
Well, 43 gets the clear downfield, and Jojo Cats able to hit it out to the corner still. The Mustangs keeping this up, 43. Doing so as well. A lot of these balls just high in the air, trying to force it away from the defense. Stay at Home Savage. Twice the Tank. Planting cargo cuts it off.
A little scrambly for when it goes back on the path. CP Slow doing a nice job getting these balls all the way across the pitch whenever they get it on the Wildcats half, and it's kind
Let's
of
go,
a
Arizona.
little bit of a loop there, a little divey.
Jojo Cats can't find the touch. Twice the Tank. Back over to Stay at Home Savage. CP Slow. The way this game has been going, you feel like a second goal going up 2-0.
Oh.
It was in the air, it was floating, and I'm like, well,
And the heat is on.
But I'm like, you got the.
I was like, that's kind of a slow ball. Twice the Tank should have that, but I could see the way he approached it off the
I think
back of the
Arizona
ball,
likes
and it
the
was a little
pressure.
bit awkward for him, and that
They're
one just
acting
floats
like
in.
it.
I think he made contact on it, but not enough to push it away. And for Arizona, they'll take that.
And they get their tie game. Can it be enough to turn things around? Up high, Jojo Cats from the corner gets a second touch onto it. Fire comes in off the post. And fronted cargo can't finish it. It's saved by Stay at Home Savage.
2 quality chances in this game again for U of A to take the lead, and that could have been an insurance goal. It's those quality goal scoring chances that are evading U of A of all things.
And now trying to roll it away from the offense. Jojo Cats back to Fire. Fire. Well, he's just going to give way for 43 now. Planted cargo on a challenge in the midfield. Stay at Home Savage is there to meet him. So right now just battling for that midfield possession, midfield control. Getting that first continuous sequence.
What is up, Bill?
Around the corner, Fire just kind of lobs it towards the net. 43 is already in midfield, but he's challenged by Planting cargo. Oh, downfield is 43, rolls it right in. And it's a save again by Fire. 15 seconds left. Fire setting up his team for Jojo Cats. He misses, but opens up things for Planting cargo. Saves there by Twice the Tang. Following it around, he's just got to kill the ball. Picked up here in front of the box. It's dangling. Who's going to pick it? And it's knocked away.
Oh, great.
Cleared downfield.
And CP Slow have, you know, they've had the equal parts dodged a bullet and had to make some great stops in this game number 4, and they're hanging on.
From the corner. Twice the
touched the ball.
That's it. CP Slow win. It's tied up the series 2-2.
And nobody touched the ball here from Arizona. They're all in the corner. Jojo Catch does fine here to put it away. Maybe not the best touch, but still you expected a teammate. Everyone was there. Nobody gets in front of the ball. It's a free shot, and CP Slow able to squeak out here again.
Corelli, you've activated the classic caster's curse. You said, I would love to see two undefeated teams
Rookie
play each other.
mistake.
And now Arizona have managed to equalize, and they're missing all the open nets, or at least great goal-scoring opportunities that they should have.
And maybe not open nets, but they definitely had a lot of opportunities. Quality, like
They
you said.
had their chances.
Yes. Yes, they did. I'm glad you guys are catching on to my analysis. But they did, but even more so, they were quality chances. This wasn't like half chances where the ball was kind of floating in front of the box, and they were able to capitalize on some defensive rotation or missed rotations. It was great play down the field. They had the setup in front of the top of the box, and they couldn't put it away. So for Arizona, you think, you got to finish your chances. You got to put it away. You have 10 shots, and you can't score more than one goal.
Yes.
Yeah,
he's right.
I'm glad everyone's with me here.
Yeah, I got nothing to add to that.
Thank you.
So game number 5 coming up. CP Slow on a 2-game win streak. This is the tension match right now because, again, you win this one, you earn match point. It is the best of 7, and CP Slow will be feeling great to come off 3 straight wins. And U of A, have they played in the Game 5 series since then? Of course, the last time they played CP Slow was a Game 5 series, but in all of the league play, did they? They played 1 versus, of all the teams, Boise, and also Washington State.
Arizona played Washington State 5, yeah. Well, we shall see if this goes the distance. Twice the tag, back to 43 and Fire flipping in with a save. Fire, he's actually going to break on this ball. Fire tries to put it in, 43 with the save.
Great play from Fire to break out, get on the dribble there. You're just looking to flick that one up. It didn't come through, but I like the transition, the solo play down the field from Fire.
43 off the crossbar, actually off the backboard, close to the crossbar, tapped up twice the tag, giving way for stay-at-home Savage, and saved again by Fire.
Fire all over the pitch, always the man with the plan for U of A, but needs to be careful not to get in the way of his teammates here.
43 against the corner. Fire looking. And he's found nothing. Twice the tang hanging it for 43. Blocked by Planted Cargo. 43. Oh my gosh, CP Slow is just winning in the offensive half of the field in every single ball. And Arizona right now, to put it in a Chief's words, scrambling.
Scrambling very much so. But more importantly, CP Slow not able to score on any of those dangerous chances. I think they only had 1 really great chance.
Open net.
Can score it.
43's got it.
Fire!
So close.
Not able to get there. 43 didn't have much boost moving down the field. In fact, I don't think he had any, and he just had to put this one on target, and it's a great shot because it's actually near post, and Fire was there, but he couldn't get it. If he had shot that anywhere other than near post, Fire could have gotten it.
Absolutely.
And so, 1-0 here for CP Slow. Again, remember, they started this series out automatically down 1 game. Game advantage here against the Arizona Wildcats had the 1-game advantage, and now trying to strike JoJo Cats. Another miscue from him. He has had a struggle of a series against this CP Slow team.
Absolutely. Couple of great opportunities to go ahead. The net's wide open. Cargo's caught grabbing.
Oh my God.
CP Slow up 2.
Oh, 2.
The Wildcats crumbling.
And it's too many
Wildcats are crumbling
there from Arizona, and that just opens up so much space when you don't move the ball from the position you're coming from. And for CP Slow, they push the ball to the midfield, and it's a good shot on target. Again, nobody home from the Wildcats because they just couldn't hit the ball moving down the field.
Cross midfield on the kickoff. Planted Cargo, that's on target, but it's saved. And knocked away. Twice the tang off the ceiling. Can he find the touch? He cannot.
Some difficult.
Does recover, but it's thrown away.
Difficult, whatever
Staying
it
home
is.
Savage. Back over to the corner. 43 on the wing here for stay-at-home Savage, and interesting connection.
Sure
I wonder if he wanted to try and pinch that.
Oh! Planted Cargo. I am sorry that the crossbar does not like you. I am sorry.
Dude.
That was a great shot, and the crossbar said no.
The crossbar is no one's friend. It owes nobody allegiance. And it goes the other way.
Oh my God.
Into the middle.
I feel like this is just more of the same for Arizona. They just keep it in the crossbar. They have a couple good chances, and then nothing left.
I mean, that has been the last, 2.5 games.
Oh,
2-2.
we're out.
It has been Arizona. Yes, you should absolutely have perhaps gone to overtime or maybe even won the game. And CP Slow, to their credit, whenever they go on offense, again, they do a great job.
There's no way they can retrieve 3 goals from
those corner boosts, they don't
the way
make
they're
it easy
playing.
for U of A to play defense, and it results in these scrambling sort of tile of defense when nobody is really comfortable.
What up?
Oh, shoot, it's double hoax just in time.
What happened? What's in time? What am I in time for?
What happened? I've been watching these Northern and Western Conference playoffs. I'm actually streaming it right now for Rocket League.
Oh, that's what you were. That's what
Yeah.
your message was. I was like, I don't care about no fucking football game. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, bro. And right now, Arizona just failed. They're just, it's 0-3. Cal Poly's kicking their ass with 1:35 left in the game. The game that decides whether Arizona or Cal Poly moves ahead to go to the champion. Dude, they sucked. They were doing so good. They were crushing, just like left and right, crushing. Now it's 0-4.
It's a great touch here from Twice the Tang.
So I got about 1:15 left, and I'll stop streaming this, and I'll bounce on with you, just so you know. We got Captain Freeze in the house. What's up? Double Hoax is here. Captain Freeze is here. It's like a good old time.
Hell yeah. And at midnight.
Except we're watching Arizona get their butt right.
Some fucking shit.
That's not too bad. I was hoping for 10 more.
At midnight, you get to stream some stuff? Oh, yeah, that's funny because you were doing that late.
I feel like it was around midnight when I had my little meltdown.
You're probably right.
You were hoping for the 0, yeah.
Oh, dude, don't do 0.
Right now, we're looking to just make you do as many
Like,
as
they want to hit 1 goal in, don't they? This is U of A we're talking about. They're not doing it. There it is. JoJo Cat scored a goal.
They haven't scored since the 1-minute mark at game number 3, but overall, they've only found 2 goals.
Dang it, I wish it told you how long left.
Dude, they suck. 47 seconds on this stupid game. Oh, you mean YouTube? Yeah, I hear you.
Exactly what I was about to say was that's what you want from U of A is the physicality. We saw it in their last series, and they did it again, and they do it here for the first time in this game at least, and it leads to a
At the
goal.
very end of the game.
Rolling it against the back wall.
Well, that's dope. It all says the right shit now, so now I can just...
Oh, that's exciting. So it actually says Double Hoax.
Yeah, it doesn't say my fucking...
Yeah, so that's the channel, Captain Freeze, Double Hoax. It'll be up as you can hear by midnight. 35 seconds left here.
35 seconds left on the clock.
Actually, there's guys doing the play-by-play. They're like super nerd casters. That's what Bill called them, nerd casters.
They really are. It gets cleared away.
The world inside the nerd
It's
casters.
so good. It works so much. Unfortunately, they're missing the touches. He's right there. He's just going for it.
Yeah, he was literally, he was trying to blow him up. That was pretty funny. So they're even, oh!
That was cheeky. I like
Crazy Bill?
Cheeky. No, that was awesome.
No, that's one of the players.
it was all of those things.
It was the good stuff.
It was a real close play. Oh, Cal Poly wins. That's it. Done, son.
Cheeky and awesome.
Dude, I kept
Alright.
the AC off today. It was rough. Today was rough. It was warm.
Yeah? I wanted to let you guys know while you were talking CP Slow, able to
Yeah, I just kept it off today.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Plus, I turned it on
All
yesterday.
right, guys. Hang on, Double Hoax. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop streaming this, and then I'm going to pop on a new stream. So, you know what to do.